Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures back in negative territory once again this morning ahead of big name tech earnings due out after market this afternoon. We get reports from Apple, Amazon, and Facebook combining to make up about $5 trillion in market cap. So that's coming up this afternoon. We'll have a look at all three of those in the pre-market this morning. Should be at least active heading towards earnings this afternoon. All three major U.S. indexes coming off a solid performance on Wednesday. We did get the latest decision on interest rates from the U.S. Federal Reserve, who, as expected, surprised no one, leaving interest rates unchanged near zero, and also said they will maintain that stance for the foreseeable future. Shares of Eastman Kodak back on watch this morning, gapping to the upside again. 30% move. We saw that huge short squeeze yesterday, all the way up to $60, came all the way back into 34. We noticed late in the day there was a buyer around 34 that was picking up a lot of shares, so it could be a key level today. We'll have a look at Kodak. Also another little one moving around in the pre-market, Candy Technologies, KNDI, getting into the U.S. electric vehicle marketplace. We'll have a look at KNDI as well. They're bringing their K27 and K22 electric vehicles to the U.S. marketplace. It is Thursday, July 30th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There's a look at the Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see a bit of a mixed bag here as far as results. We had both Chinese markets to the downside. You can see Australia and Korea, the only ones in positive territory. We'll go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up. Yeah, big time negativity right across the board here. 1+% for the most part, top to bottom into the red. Let's go over to North America and see how North American futures are shaping up. More of the same, yeah. 1+% for the S&P and the NASDAQ. The Dow a little bit better off, about 0.9%. TSX futures here in Toronto, 1.28% decline forecasted for the open. Brazil's open down about 0.5%. We have Bitcoin pulling back finally after a huge move up, down 2% today. Crude oil 1.5% to the downside, and gold also in negative territory so far this morning, guys. It is the day we've been waiting for. Big name tech earnings coming after market this afternoon. Should be an interesting one throughout the day as well, heading into those earnings for Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Google is the other one, obviously.
Yeah, definitely the big four coming through. Also, of course, you see what's going on in Capitol Hill for those paying attention. These antitrust concerns. We'll get into some of that as well, talking about the big four. But they don't report till aftermarket. There's a lot to get to today. You guys know the Kodak's moving the EV space back in play today. As I'm looking at it, I made some trades here in Blink that we'll go over a little bit later. But you're seeing big time movement there, and also in Candy. You know, Candy makes you dandy if you're on the long side of that trade overnight. But that's going to be in play as well. And it's a little sympathy with Neo moving around as well. So I think that space is going to be back in play for us as we await those earnings after market, John.
Yeah, I mean, EV space, Kodak today coming through again. It should be an exciting day, needless to say. Lots of earnings. We talked about that. We talked about Capitol Hill, some oil names coming into play as well. Should be an exciting one. Let's get the show started, guys.
Yeah, lots to get through this morning. Let's have a look at what is coming up a little bit later on in the show. Yeah, we're going to have another educational video coming out for you when it comes to trading earnings and strategies that are working as far as today and this earnings season that you can have a look at. So great video, lots of good stuff in that one. Have a look at that coming up around 11:45, 11:50. Valeria will have the link for you. Speaking of, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to her.
Good morning and hello everyone. I wish you a great trading day, and we're here as usual to make it only better. Guys, sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat, and subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we're back on air. Please support and smash the like button. Let's get it started, and back to Brandon.
Yes, let's jump right into things here, guys. I want to have a look at some of the big tech names earnings, as we mentioned, after market this afternoon. We have the testimony yesterday on Capitol Hill. Everyone was watching. These have had impressive moves, to say the least, since March. Back to the upside, we have Facebook and Alphabet both up more than 13% on the year. Amazon 64% to the upside so far this year, and Apple about 30% to the upside. Is there going to be a trade here, guys, going into earnings?
Yeah, I mean, there should be a trade going in here. I mean, there's a trade every day on all of these stocks, but I don't know. I mean, we saw what Microsoft did. We saw a few of the big names last week come through as well and miss, including Tesla. It's not that even that they missed. It's just that the market didn't give them the respect really that they needed to because they're so high. And right now I think the same thing could happen to Apple. I mean, we're still hovering around. Yesterday, this is a 3-minute chart, so it's a couple days here, 1, 2, 3 days, and it's just kind of in a range. I think it's waiting for this report to come out. I think it's going to be huge because the contactless payment, they do have the Apple Pay, they have the credit card busting through as well. So, I mean, that's the bank with Goldman Sachs. The App Store is just rocking right now. I mean, people are downloading apps left, right, and center with this pandemic going through. So do I think that Apple has an amazing chance to beat? Yes, I do, but I don't know if it takes out 400. If it does, then tomorrow you're going to see probably 420, 430, something like that. But we're going to wait to see if it can bust through 400. I mean, App Store, like I was just saying, the contactless payment, the credit card system. Then they have streaming services as well. The iTunes continues to go. There's so many revenue streams right now. The watch, apparently, Lewis Daniels' watch. The Apple iWatch is currently crushing it as well with heart rates and everything. So I don't know. I think there's a big chance that they beat. So let's just wait for today. After market, we'll see. But the market right now down 1%. So there should be a trade in Apple today for sure.
Yeah, I tend to think there's likely to be trade pre-earnings. Obviously, we're waiting around here. But Facebook's a bit of a different story, at least in the short term. Rolling back to the downside below this 235 mark and trying to hold the 50 period here. Of course, they had the boycott action, the Capitol Hill pressure that they're all facing ultimately. But I think Facebook, with the election wins, is a little bit of a different story. I just want to come into like what's happened throughout the last few sessions. Look at this range-bound trade. And this is sort of expected here, a $5 range we've been holding throughout this time. So 235, like maybe if there's a run up, we could be involved in that kind of a move, maybe fading that level. I think it's unlikely that we'd get a break through that before the close going into those earnings. And then a 230 breakdown is going to stick out like a bit of a sore thumb. I think there may be some scalps going in here, but it's a very, very good chance you see us trade inside of that range the entire session, in which case I'd rather be fading the top end of it going into earnings on Facebook.
All right, guys, we're just looking at the economic calendar here. We did get that GDP number that came out there. That was the move down in the futures. We're bouncing off pre-market lows at this point, but a little bit of a move down there on that GDP number that was out this morning. Let's talk about Kodak. Guys, Kodak, obviously, day number 3 here. We're gapping back to the upside. Was up about 30% when I sat down. We've come in a little bit, but tons of volume once again for Eastman Kodak. Obviously, the news a couple days ago, we mentioned $750 million government-backed loan in efforts to support them launching Kodak Pharmaceuticals. Very expensive, to say the least, for shorts on this today.
I just realized that I just got into Kodak here as I was trying to fix my earpiece here. So, yeah, we went long off that break. And, yeah, I mean, yesterday was ridiculous. We're long very little shares here. Yesterday's trade, pretty nuts, all the way up to $60. Definitely a broken function of the market yesterday. You're going to see that happen all the time. The float was not ready to handle the news yesterday, coming through and getting that bump from $750 million for only 350 jobs or something like that. Equates to about $2 million a job the U.S. government paid there for that. But Kodak, look, everyone loves it. It's number 1 on Robinhood there. And I'm long now, thinking that there's going to be another bump. But we do have lots of easy outs here, including this 38 bottom or so, maybe even 37.30 here. What is this level here? 37? Yeah. What is this one right here? Yeah, 37. So right now we're long 41. We'll wait to see if it can break through 37. And if it does, then we'll dump this guy.
Yeah, worth noting, and Brendan, you sort of mentioned this one looking at the afternoon. There were some serious size buyers at a few levels, I think, on Kodak. I actually saw one. I'm going to talk about Candy in a bit. I saw one on Candy as well. But, you know, you were watching 34 if it ever got back down there. If it breaks that 37, which is going to happen first, you just look for a base of operations where some real big buyers step up and play in front of levels like this. Anticipate potential halts. I'm hoping it'll be a little bit more of a structured trade, like Sean said. When it starts doing those, you know, ridiculous moves and all of those halts, you really want to just be backing away from it because there's not a lot of opportunity for most traders to be able to get in and out of position safely. It should be a different story today. I'm going to wait for an opening range to make a trade here. I'd like to see what it does in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes before I jump into Kodak.
All right, guys, let's go to the EV space. Back in play, as we mentioned a little bit this morning, we have this Candy Technologies, Chinese electric vehicle maker, moving higher, doing all kinds of crazy volume in the pre-market here. August 18th, going to be their official U.S. market launch date. They're bringing their K22 and K27 model cars to the U.S. Pre-orders will start on August 18th. So crazy movement here. You're going to have to disregard this wick up here, dark print all the way up above 19. But we're trying to get back up towards this 16.5 area. If I zoom out a little bit here, was already a bit of a resistance point in the pre-market. But what is the volume here? 15 million shares already.
Yeah, you know, I did notice a few things as I was watching this one in the pre-market. There was a bit of a battle that got waged around this $15 area. Someone moving a lot of shares in and out to the buy side when it broke. So the fact that we just recovered and then held at about 845, 850, and then are bouncing off that level, that's going to be the first support for me. I'm looking at 15. It was like 15 to 1550 or so, 15, and then even a buyer just a little bit below that in the 80s. So maybe a 25-cent range around that $15 mark is going to be that first support that I'm looking at. If it can't take out this 17, there might be a quick little short. The other play, of course, I made a trade in Blink. You know, the charging company here, related sort of sympathy play, you know, and it was just one of those situations where big time move to the upside is a little bit of a deal with Greece that came through. Bren let us know about, but failed to take out the pre-market high on the way back in. The second I see that, I just sort of jump into some shorts, a couple of quick scalps in front of that level. I'll probably use it again, this 13, so 1350. I'm actually liking 13 to 1320 as a stop. I'll probably short it one more time before the open. That would be a breakout if it gets past.
I did want to say a big welcome and thank you to GMC, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Thank you so much for becoming a member right here, and thank you so much for doing that. And everybody today, please, if you're not a member, please join up. $5 from New York State of Mind. Oh, New York State of Mind, he was a new member from yesterday, so let's go Kodak. I'm long Kodak. And yeah, guys, look, we do the show for free. We talk about this every single day. We have 400 members. Be blessed if you could help us out here. And it's $5. You get one of those little cool, I don't know if you can see, there's little emojis here. I'll give you an example here. Right now, it's a Neil Chicken Dinner winner for Russell Jackson right here. And it allows us to see you guys a little more clearly as well, right? So if you did have that, saves the super chat. You can become a member, and that would be greatly appreciated. Lots of new things we're working on, even possible new emojis and whatnot. As soon as our production team stops being so busy, they can get some of those out. But it's a fun time. Join up, become a member. Let's have some fun together, guys.
Okay, guys, let's go to earnings world. We had Qualcomm. The first one we'll have a look at. Big move to the upside aftermarket yesterday on positive reports. Was up about 12% in the pre-market here. They did see a little bit of a decline in overall revenue for the quarter, but it was still better than expected, and that was due to a slump in mobile phone market sales. But overall, a decent quarter for Qualcomm. They also finalized the agreement with Huawei that they've been working on for quite some time, which could bring them as much as $1.8 billion in revenue, guys.
Yeah, no, I love Qualcomm here. You know, that deal with Huawei is great. They had a deal with Apple as well. They settled that out. Apple earnings coming. So I love Qualcomm, and I love this 105 break. I just think Qualcomm's a beast. I mean, let's look at the daily chart here. We don't have to keep going about it. This is the deal with Apple. $55, bang up for 5G chips, back up there. Apple's going to be releasing their 5G phone, I guess, this fall. I'm not sure if it's going to be into mass production for then, but 105, I do like it. And I also did, guys, it was the only basic tweak that I gave out this morning that I really liked, the 105 level here, upside break. And then Mana, I think I saw you actually on the chat as well, asked me, what does that mean? Push higher. Yes, sir. So I like Qualcomm through 105, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at similar levels too. The only other thing I'm going to consider here is, in their call, they sort of dropped a bit of a hint of the delay on the Apple phone. But, a 103, if I took a breakdown just for a gap fill type of idea, one thing keeping in mind, that 105 break is a reason why it looks good for a breakout. If you're taking a short, whether it's going to be fading off the open in that level or it's going to be breakdown at 103, my point of risk would be to 105. You're not going to lose any more than that. And if you do, I feel like that's a bit of a mistake, at least on my end if I try it. So I'd like to see if we can catch that one. There's lots of room to come back in. It probably ends up having a bit of support in 100, but I wouldn't be surprised simply because of the Apple earnings and probably an update coming through in their conference call that you could see some selling in Qualcomm, whether that happens off the open and I can benefit, or maybe that'll be a little bit later on in the day. I'd like to take at least one shot at some point.
All right, more earnings to get through here, guys. United Parcel Service, the next one, decent move to the upside, gapping higher, but I just noticed did break back down. Could be a conference call. Something might have been said there in the conference call following the earnings. But yeah, decent quarter to say the least. $2.13 per share as far as revenue is concerned for UPS. That's nearly double the $1.07 forecast that they had priorly put out. The company said it benefited obviously from pandemic, everyone staying home, a lot more residential delivery volumes for UPS. But yeah, this is the big move down that I was mentioning here, 137 down to 134. Bit of a consolidation here above 134 at this point. Still 8% though for UPS.
Yeah, whenever you say conference call with these overnight or morning earnings in this case, I'm not always a huge fan of being involved if I'm not listening in and don't really have the ear to it. Unfortunately, we got you, Brendan, so if anything does come out, I'm going to have my ear to anything you say regarding UPS. I was looking to fade off of this level. UPS doesn't do a tremendous amount of shares pre-market, so I've been burned many, many times trying to take a trade like this in the pre-market or like 929, right at 930, but I would like to take a shot fading this one in UPS. I do think it's a nice move to the upside. This does feel like there will be a situation of some profit taking this morning in UPS. I just don't want to get caught if something does get dropped in that conference call, Brennan.
Okay, Sean, you want to have a look at UPS as well, or
yeah, let's just do PayPal.
Okay, yeah, let's move on to PayPal here. More earnings. Obviously, PayPal had a decent look as far as their report as well, moving to the upside today. Revenue was the big one there, easily topping forecasts. The per share number was beat as well. Obviously, a jump in e-commerce transaction. Everyone staying at home, doing lots of shopping online, benefiting PayPal. They also mentioned that they had a huge uptick in new account signups as well during this quarter.
Yeah, and I think it's a very similar story here, Brendan, to what I was saying with Apple, and it's just it's the whole contactless stuff, and then people don't want to use cash anymore, and they're going to start to use PayPal just a little bit more than they would have before, and that makes a lot of sense with the new account signups. So easy to send money. I mean, you can easily send money to your friends, family, businesses, things like that. PayPal has such a great service right now that I don't see any reason why this thing should slow down. I mean, it's similar to Square. You've seen Square take it out. I love this 192 level here, but we've bounced off of it a couple times. I'd like to get long 192 if we can. It's only 192 and a quarter. Watch out for these futures, though. I'm still very, very nervous that today, when we're starting down 1%, I can't remember the last time. Well, I mean, we had a bad GDP reading, so I think that's going to obviously tear down the market a little bit here. I don't want to take a 193.50. This is all-time highs for PayPal. I think the report was good, but you see the run up into the number, and that's sort of what I was getting at here. We were just at $180 yesterday, big bump up $10. Obviously, people getting ahead of the earnings report, and now up again. So I don't know, man. I mean, this was my call of the year. Those of you that know that, I got some tweets about that yesterday at me, and 109, 108. I think it was about 108 we called it, and now you're at 190. So a double for the year in this is pretty impressive. So we'll wait to see what PayPal does right now. We are still long Kodak, waiting to see if that takes out the top as well.
Yeah, Sean, you did mention Square, so it is worth sort of looking here. And thank you to Carolib1. We love the super chats. We appreciate it. If you have symbols you want us to talk about or cover here or throughout the day, it's an easy way to get our attention for sure. So we do thank you. Square is actually flat right now. So you see PayPal, of course, reporting. Square, 0.5% to the upside. You see where it is on the top. Not a lot of action, but watch out for this 130 break. It's a sympathy type play. If you get a breakout, you don't want to chase it. It was similar to CrowdStrike. He had that opportunity when FireEye was a big time mover and it hadn't moved. I think you have a shot here, at least maybe on a secondary push through 130 on Square in case we miss out on something in PayPal.
I want to move down to Blink charging here, guys. Anheuser-Busch was another one. Bud earnings report was not good, obviously, for Bud. 34% decline in Q2 volumes, beer sale volumes. So a bit of a drop for Anheuser-Busch. But I want to talk about Blink charging. Big move up. There was a deal announced with Nissan when it comes to doing some work in Greece. It was also 2 days ago, I believe, they announced an extension of a prior deal to work on fast charging units for electric vehicles as well with another company. But let's have a look at some of these numbers that came out this morning, because we didn't mention this jobless claims number as well. Initial jobless claims from last week out as well. 1.4 million versus basically the same expectation. So another 1.4 million jobless claims week over week there, guys. This was the GDP number, though. Q2 first look GDP number, 32.9% decline, was basically in line with what they were expecting. To the downside, obviously not good in either case. But yeah, let's go to BLNK here, a big mover already in the pre-market, guys. They're doing some work with Nissan, as I mentioned, on some electric vehicle charging units for Greece. And then there was that other deal that they announced back on Monday with Enersys to develop high-power, fast-charging electric vehicle units for the North American market.
Yeah, I did talk about taking a pre-market trade in this, but let's just go quickly to see what you're talking about here in the daily chart. It's already made a couple of moves to the upside with a breakout here just at $9. And this is what the aftermath is. Another gap up. I liked the failure that we had at 13 to 13.50, which is that pre-market top. Retest on a little 845 bump. We're able to take a couple of shorts here. Now, the reason I like getting out is just, if it's going to break further to the downside, you see the consolidation at 12, we're probably going to be able to catch something, whether it's 12 or taking out this 11.75 if we really like the short, or another pullback at retesting that 13 area. So I don't see a lot of reason why I need to expose myself for the next 15, 20 minutes into that open when we can take a breakdown trade off the open, or maybe a little bit of a fade in front of 13 if there's any buying that does come in. I'll probably be looking at a long break at 13.50. Or if we catch some consolidation and hold this 11 area, that could be a nice little place for a long trade. Otherwise, I'm looking for a breakdown at the open, guys.
I did want to quickly, before we forget, Blink, Neil's on Blink right here. I want to thank Verklaws Games? Okay, Verklaws Games, thank you so much for becoming a member. We really do appreciate it. And Michael as well, thank you so much for that. And a new member just popping in here, Majid, thank you so much again for that, guys. I'm long, so just a little quick update. Yeah, thanks for supporting the show. Like I said, we can keep the show going on. We just need to get that support from you guys, not from YouTube. Okay, Kodak right now, 41.70, good little trade. I did this yesterday. I was in the money 50 cents, and I took it out, and then the thing ripped up $50. So I think that today we will not take this out, but a nice little winner right there. So we'll do a little Superman action. We have this on right now, 41.50. It's not a huge trade. It's at $42. So it is a 50-cent win right now, but we're going to hold it out for $46, $47. Let's see what happens here off the open. My out still remains the same, kind of 37-ish. But a 50-cent win's a 50-cent win. If you did want to take it right now, depending on your share size, maybe you do. I'm going to give this one some room to open up here, guys.
Sean, one you've been looking at in the recent days, AstraZeneca reported earnings as well, listed over in the UK as well in London, but we can have a look at AstraZeneca here in North America as well. They beat Q2 expectations right across the board. They also reiterated they're still on track with their COVID-19 vaccine trials.
Yeah, right here. Kodak going right now. So nice little dollar now in the money. Yeah, okay, so AZN, let's go back to that one. I told you guys I bought this in my own account not too many days ago. So let's just check out a daily chart here. A nice little beat this morning. Not fantastic. I think, I'm long here, 55, 56, something like that. So it's not a huge bump, but I believe they're the ones that will probably have the virus figured out faster than anybody else. They're in stage 3 right now. Not only that, it's a 2.5 divs, so that's good. We love the yield on this stock. And then they come out with a decent earning report now. It was up 3%. Now we're fading back down. For a trade, though, today, guys, I don't know. I mean, 57.40 was a little bit of a bunch up. Kodak now more than $1 in the money. 57.40 still going through. I like AstraZeneca for the long here, but I'm just a little more interested, I guess, right now in some of these electric car machines. Candy going through, Nikola down near $30. We talked about that. And here goes Kodak, guys. Really nice move up. 45, this is where we're long, 41 and change. It's 42.80 right now. So $1.30 in the money on this name. Let's see how high. My offer, believe it or not, guys, is at 47. So let's see if we can get there on Kodak.
Okay, let's go to Arun, guys. We'll bring in Arun and have a look at the overall market. As we mentioned, a bit of a spike to the downside there on that GDP number from Q2, down a full % here. We're still kind of in this range, though, when it comes to the overnight session. So do we have, there's Arun. It's been a busy morning. Arun, already a bit of a choppy start to the day, to say the least.
Yeah, you know, there's a little bit of negative bias coming into the day. It's the first time I've seen this kind of a bias in almost a week and a half now. So the levels I'm going to mark off are 32.60 on the top end. 32.30 is the most recent close one. And there's a lot of action around between 32.35, 32.25 and 32.30. So if we can get into that area, it's only a 5-point range. If we can get into that area and slow down, I'm open to taking a short there. On the bottom end, I'm pulling all the levels. I know I had 31.85 down there. I'm pulling that level as well because I'm starting to see the low get higher and higher, which makes me think that if we ever get down there, it's just going to flush right through. So for me, I'm pulling all the levels through the bottom. 32.30 on the top end, or 32.30 is the closest one, 32.60 above that. I'm looking for a little bit of sell action in between 32.20 and 32.25 before I look for some shorts. But for now, though, it does look like there's some buy side action underneath 32.15, but that's expected. This is a huge area. We've been here multiple times over the course of 2 weeks now. So for me, that's not surprising. But what is interesting to me is the amount of selling that I'm seeing for the first time in over a week now. So this will be interesting.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in with Arun again tomorrow. We'll have a look at huge here before we get to the open, guys. Traded both here in Canada, Canadian company, but also down on the NASDAQ. You can see still up 60%, was way higher than this. This is an interesting movement in the pre-market. This news, very negative. Basically sounds like they're winding down the company, including selling their cannabis production facility in Cobourg, Ontario. For those in Ontario, will know where that is. 650 here was a bit of a pivot in the pre-market, watching 7, then above that you got to go all the way up here to 8 and then 850. There was a little bit of congestion there, but already working its way to the downside, guys, for huge.
Yeah, that's 6. A battle happening right now on huge, but also in candy, we're getting some trend back towards the upside. Volume starting to pick up here. Watch out for this 18 area that we just rolled over a few minutes ago. Going into the open, we have about 3 minutes left. Of course, we have a lot of things to be watching, whether it's going to be your Kodaks, your candies, your blinks, huge on tap as well. And let's not forget about Facebook, Apple, Amazon, and of course Alphabet there. But 18 level, I'm going to be watching on this little candy. If we can get a break, I'll probably take a little scalp trade, but there's chop. There was some serious selling on the way back in. There was a lot of hesitance for buying in pre-market, and I know it's 7 o'clock in the morning when that did happen, but there was a lot of volume going through at that time. So I will watch out for that 18 to 1850 area. I'm going to be looking for a breakdown at 16 to take a quick little short on candy off of the open. Otherwise, might be fading in front of 18 even. Huge. I might have this one in front of 6 even on a move to the downside here. I know 650 was a great level, great trade, Brendan.
I did want to say thank you to Michael Darbon here. Thank you so much for becoming a member. It means a lot to us. And Steve Metters as well. Thank you so much for you guys becoming members. And it means a lot to us. And we just keep doing the show for you every single day. But yeah, only 2 minutes to go. Qualcomm coming to the downside now. You're seeing the futures. I just see, Trump floats idea of delaying November election. Okay. 104.50 right now on that name, Qualcomm. 105 is still a great trade. We'll take that long. We might try to get a little longer earlier than that if it does go through. Kodak, that's still the big one that we have on. I did want to talk about NIO. We crushed that one yesterday. Was one of my favorite stocks to trade. You do have a top side of 12.75. Might seem like it's a little ways away, but it can get there. Believe me, it can get there. Kodak, still that dollar in the money. I did want to do this. DNR Denbury, I believe probably still halted. I don't know when they're going to open up. People waiting to sell that when it opens here. It's bankrupt, so that's not going to worry about that. Kodak here, we're long already, 41.55. That's $1.30 in the money. Big bid and balance there, now getting paired off. You're seeing as we come closer to the open, these numbers are changing, right? So gold is there, Barrick Gold, BAC, have no idea what this is, some sort of a warrant or an income trust, something, and then GE down there as well. So right now it's looking exciting. Go Kodak, a nice little $2 winner right now.
Just one name to get to. I know a few people have asked about EDS. Look, they have an application for phase 2, 3 with their COVID-19 play. It's done good volume here. I'm watching it get a little bit top heavy from what I'm seeing. Is there a potential at a 17 break? Maybe that's going to be the case. But if it can't hold 15, we don't have locates on this one to go short on a 15 break. But that would be my first inclination to play that. It just broke to the downside on Qualcomm, so missed out on the 103. We'll see if we can't retest that level off of the open. I'll give it to about 105. But it is bell dropping time. You know, it's time for that little countdown. I believe Valeria is in position. Let's get that going. No, countdown did not come on. I don't know why it took like 3 seconds all of a sudden to go on. It's going to be a little bit late, but it's 5, 4, actually. 3, 2, and 1. Ring that bell, Valeria.
All right, let's see what Kodak wants to do here. Really late, obviously $2 now in the money. It's going to be a wild ride here today for this stock once again. So Kodak now moving around and up and down and inside out. Okay, that's Kodak. Go! I mean, I'm waiting at 43, 47 here. 46 was a top there. 45 and change. It's a $3 winner right now on Kodak, and I don't even think it's open yet. So let's wait to see what happens when this thing opens up. Kodak, a nice little runner here. May take some off, but it's exploding right now. Kodak to the upside.
Blink is actually holding that 1175 area to 12 that I was looking at. Qualcomm, I mean, we talked about 103 short. I didn't want it in the minutes before, already down to 101.50. Let's see if there's any place of a retracement trade that I can take in front of 103. But right now, I'm all eyes on this 12 level, or 12 to 12.15 area on BLNK. I'm going to look to see if we can't fade 13 if it gets up there, but could be a nice little potential break here. I'm looking right at about 12.10. Iceberg order a little bit, but I might be taking a quick little scalp trade to the long side. I like the short, but we can scalp a long break at 12.10. We're going to do that too.
Oh man, like Kodak's not even open yet. It's just bouncing around like crazy. Not even open on the New York Stock Exchange. I really hope it doesn't trigger me down to that 36 level and we wind up getting out before this thing even opens up. So we'll wait on that one. Let's check in on NIO. That was going to be another stock that we liked here long. It does bump long here off the open. So nice little look there for NIO here off the open. But we're still waiting for that 1270. That could come very fast here on NIO. Space to the downside as well.
Yeah, a quick little scalp that we're going to pull off. I mentioned that 12.10. I still like fading on this trade. I'm going to do it in front of 13 if I get any kind of rollover. But we talked about this 12.10. We broke to the long side, picked some shares up at 11. Just got out at 31 and 48. And again, because I like the fade to the short side, that's why I'm sort of staying out of this one. I like the future break. I like some pullbacks, but I almost want to see it roll over. It could be the bias talking. I did just snap into some Qualcomm as well. Finally, we missed the 103 break down. We were able to get some shares on the way back up here at 102.69. It's already sliding back in. I have to anticipate that we're going to stall a little bit shy of that 101 level and start range trading. If I miss the first trade, I'm going into scalp mode here. We'll take the quick dollar off and look for the next trade. So 2 for 2 very quickly, even though we missed in both occasions our original idea. Brennan, what do you got?
Instantly all-time highs here for PayPal, guys. Nice move through that high from aftermarket yesterday, 193.75. Big move on huge volume for PayPal, guys.
PayPal, hell yeah, PayPal. Good look, Brendan. We go long 195. $2. Who wants $2? $2 winner right there on PayPal. Big time win right there. Bang it out to start the day. PayPal to the upside. Great trade. We gave that one to you early and often. Bang it again, guys. 197 and change. Heading to the upside. Still making new moves. Could we see 200 on board right now? We still have got 40-50% of our trade on board right now. Long 195. It's 198. Ho-hum. $3 winner. Let's go. It's not fruit salad time. It's a roller coaster today. Let's go, guys.
And look at Candy holding this little bottom here, 15 and a quarter. If it can hold this level, we're going to go short at 15. We said that already, but I'm not going to take a shot at this long. If it holds that little bottom, you could see a rocket ship to the upside. I just saw Blink make a big move at the top. Let's see if the same thing is going to happen over here in Candy's that tries to take out 16 even, guys. So I'm going to take the first crack to the long side of one of these trades. And K&D, I got some 93s. We'll maybe add to this position near that bottom, but Blink just made a run at the high of day.
And guys, here we go. Chicken dinner winners everywhere. You want them, you got them. Here's NIO, 1276 out there, mid-80s. Good little trade there. Still waiting on Kodak to go. NIO upside. PayPal dumped it, 198. Hells to the yeah. It's a catapult kind of day for us today. $3 winner right here. NIO with a dime on board right now. Keep going, guys. I gave you 1275, and we take out the big stick for that one. There's another chicken dinner winner for you. If Kodak goes, we are huge, and it's 934. Let's just keep this day going, guys. We're already, I mean, we're not bigger than we were yesterday, but this is a fantastic start to the day. 2 for 2, waiting on Kodak. Let's go. NIO, spoon-fed it to you. How you like that for breakfast? Let's keep this going, guys.
Brendan, what do you got, bud?
And OVO Pharmaceuticals, another one out this morning with positive data on their trials for a COVID-19 vaccine. So monster buy volume here at the open, went from 2150 up to 23, but a bit of a pullback here for INO, guys.
Gonna get to INO in a quick second. Brendan, you got that huge, not HTBX, a huge, I reversed over in candy on the 15 break, so we're gonna be short in that name as it does head down. I thought it was gonna halt a second ago, but it did not, so it's still heading southbound, about 20 cents in the money, but huge is still pushing to the downside here. I'm watching not that 650, but 625 now for a pullback trade. This could be possibly the halt coming in KNDI, so you gotta have an out. We did have one to the downside. We take the hit on the long trade. We get involved in the short break to the downside. I'm short at 1474. It just halted at 58. We'll see in 5 minutes, likely volatility halt when it opens back up. So you got to be able to get in and out of these ones, anticipate some of those halts, get out of the long, work into the short. Hopefully we break to the downside. I'm looking at this level here, 1362, which should give us about $1 of a winner if we get it.
Come on, Kodak. We're still waiting for that one, man. I mean, today's been an absolutely monster day. I don't even know what else to tell you except for ringing this cowbell over and over and over again like you guys all want me to do. Okay, PayPal, we have 10% left on this one. It just fades back. We're just going to get out if it breaks back down below 195. That'll be our out on PayPal, and we've already absolutely destroyed that one. And then destruction continues here with NIO. Beautiful out there at 88 on the top side. Still holding 40 or so percent of that one. Okay, Kodak, I see you now. Now we rip up to the dollar in the money that we wanted. We're waiting up here now, 45 and change. We could take out 45, then I don't even know what I'm going to do. Forget about flossing. This is already a monstrous day. We're 3 for 3 if we get out right now of Kodak. I don't know, maybe we're getting a little greedy here, but let's just wait to see what Kodak wants to do. It's $1 in the money there. We left it on that, though, so we'll wait.
Yeah, just going to get to that INO that you were mentioning here. Brendan, of course, great shot there. I like that look. Definitely looking at this 20, 25, 2050, and then now 21 off of the open. Higher lows got put in after a huge retracement to the downside like you saw in huge. If we can hold 21, likely that we get a bit of a bounce type play. So for me, going to fade into this one in front of that 21 area. Brendan, what do you got?
Another one with earnings today, guys. Apache and the energy group took the pre-market high there above 16, but a little bit of trouble up here, struggling to get any further. 16 looks like 25, 30. Bit of resistance here for Apache, but big time relative volume there as well, guys.
There it is, guys. NIO, nice out at 92. Hells yeah, we're going to tweet all of this out. You guys want these winners? You want to ask me questions? How did we do this? Et cetera, et cetera. Find me on Twitter, guys. Lots of love already for this Kodak long. Lots of love on Twitter. Thank you so much for everything so far. We'll wait on Kodak, though. Kodak right now not moving. We did dump PayPal. Boo, it dumps through 195, and we get out there. So we give up a little bit there on PayPal. But we take a $3 winner, and then we get out the last 10% for flat. I think that's a decent little look there. Kodak now, yes, sir, $2 in the money now for Kodak, and this guy still running. So let's wait to see. My order's at 45 and change. How high does Kodak want to go today? Hopefully higher and higher and higher. Here's my Twitter. I'll put that right there for you guys on our chat. Check it out. Look at NEO approaching 13 again. Let's just keep this train going.
Sorry, one of my charts just went away here, but we'll go to a higher time frame so that you can see here. But test on UPS, we rolled into that 139. I didn't like this one, essentially taking it pre-market, but now we have about almost 10 minutes of data to work with here. We failed through the high-end break. What I did want to do was take a fade trade. It's going to try to give me this 136.70 to 137 area that I like to the short side, and then we can give it to that little high. 138.80 is the high of day if you're looking at it, or you can round it up to 139. But just a little bit of a give back on UPS is what I'm looking to play here, guys. So now we have an opening range. We're going to get involved in this retracement short in UPS.
Retracement short, okay. Yeah, look, UPS, good report there. This is bouncing now here, so we're going to see if we can get some out here at 43.50 on Kodak here. Big run. Let's see if it just goes back to the upside. We'll dump a little bit of this, and then we'll see if we can hold half for the run. But right now, Kodak looking nice. NIO, we're almost out of that one as well. So everything, big time moves. We'll look back at PayPal. PayPal now failing back down a little bit, still up that 5%. Good out, perfectly traded there today on the upside of PayPal. The only thing we now have to look at, I know Neil was into Qualcomm. I guess that was probably okay. Went downside there, down to 101. We still are going to wait to see if Qualcomm wants to take out 104 here. That's going to be my long, guys, on that name. But right now we're 3 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting the reload in Qualcomm, but my eyes kind of have to be trained over on KNDI because, look, I am talking about this halt, and it should open up at about 940 or so when I am short here at 1474. It's in the money based on the halt. I also just got into UPS starter position. I'd like to get my price a little closer to the 106, so I do have a little bit of an area that I like to add to it in front of that 137 area. But we already in the money here, 70 cents in Qualcomm, reloading that 103 area price that we gave you a bit earlier. Brennan, what do you got?
So we were a little bit curious when it comes to FSD Pharma, guys, huge both here in Canada and in the US on the NASDAQ. As far as where the positivity was coming from, they essentially basically said they're winding down their cannabis operation. It was a cannabis company at one point, but this could be why. Apparently, they've now said that they're going to work on developing mid-stage clinical trials for an experimental drug to treat COVID-19. Guys.
Okay, guys, and I just want to do a big shout out here because we are out. We'll rain down the money here. We took out half at that great price there, 43.50. As you can see on Kodak, look, do we want the rainmakers? Of course we do, and we will get them. But it's stopped too many times here at 43.50. So we take out 2/3 there. We'll hold small, see if 40 breaks. We cannot lose on this trade now. Big time win on Kodak again today. So worth a floss, I'd say yes on that one. NIO, we are dumped out a lot of our shares now. We just took some out 92, 93. It's the same thing as yesterday, man. We didn't break 13. We basically made this exact trade yesterday, and we cashed it in again. So yeah, Chinese cars are not, but what they're doing right now is putting some money in our pockets, allowing us to hit the nightclub, and you get a little dance action there on the disco. I don't know. I mean, nightclub is still closed. Phase 3 coming soon for us. Watch out, Qualcomm. Love Qualcomm on a 103 break, guys.
Yeah, Candy for the time being seeming like it wants to hold the low end of the range. So I'll get my 1 minute working again here, but the 3 minute is up and working fine. We just got about up to that 14.77, $15 area where I have the short. I'm going to give it past that 15. I want to see if we test below 14 even. This is the level dollar down that I was talking about when we took this short. So we're going to give it like 30 or 40 cents depending on slippage to see if we can get that over dollar move here. Now, you could have taken a smaller scalp, but I've already had some decent scalp trades. This one I think is worth a little bit more than that. I'm going to get back to Qualcomm. That's almost $1 in the money, and that's essentially what I'm doing, shorting that 103 area and then taking the dollar wins where I can. Brennan, what do you got?
Big mover yesterday, midday, guys. We had a big pop here on PCG, the recently not bankrupt anymore PCG. There was some news with Tesla. They're going to do some work with Tesla on some power storage stations. So PCG just popping up on a volume scanner again, guys.
All right, just give everyone an alert. We are now out of NIO for a monster win. So alley-oop to electric car companies there for a big win there on NIO, long 75s, and just crushed it to the upside there out of everything now, NIO. The only thing we have left on is a small position considering what we got out up here. Small position left on Kodak. Looks like it's going to fail through 40. That's fine. We will be out of this thing through 40, and then we put that money in our pocket on KODK today. I hope you guys weren't greedy and you're able to get out. I did give you guys this 43.50 level. That's where we're out. And there we go. We are out. Pigs get slaughtered on Kodak, but there it goes, now making a move to the downside. We are out, ladies and gentlemen, for once again. 3 for 3 today, and you can stop trading if you want. That's the day it is, guys. Big time for me.
Guys, on Workhorse here, volume and price action through 17. We had 1675 was this pivot from the daily chart, trying to get above that. 5.5% already for Workhorse, guys.
So I'm going to show you on the 3 because that's all I got up right now. But a candy big time mover. If we come away from Brennan to a big win, of course, we're going to celebrate that. I did mention, of course, that we're looking to hold that 15 area, 1474 short. We're able to take it out here at 1290. It does break through that level at 1370 that we talked about. It gives you almost a full dollar past that. So 1474 in and then out at 1308, just in front of that little bottom. Nice little $1.70 type win. The UPS trade, of course, though, it's up towards that 137 area. You got to give it to the top here. I got 136 short. I got one more reload in me in front of that high of day. And of course, still playing Qualcomm a little bit here. You know, the thing about Qualcomm is that 103 level, I like it. I'm probably going to be taking at least a few stabs at this for a trade, and apologies for that. But take a few stabs at this trade. We already had our second one here. It has not gone back down to that 100 level that we tested off of the open. So I think that's a good target ultimately to take out any of these shorts in front of that 103. Right now in the money about 80 cents, I'm looking for $1.25 or so as a target.
Yeah, I'm still going to wait. I'm still going to wait for Qualcomm to break higher, but a good short there for sure for now. Yeah, and this is why we get out, guys. I mean, hit that cheer in the background. I mean, we talked about dumping all of our NIO. We wait for it to go in the 90s. I think my biggest out was this 88 level. We dumped a few more in the 90s, and then back 85, 86, and now we're right back to where we started on this guy. So yeah, we do not like NIO anymore, and we are out of it, and that is why. Whoa, WFC. Down a smooth 4% here today as the futures continue to fall. Yeah, look at this one, cascading and waterfall action here. No, nothing green here on WFC. Continues to move down into 24.50 level. Let me check a longer term time frame here on WFC. Yeah, 24 break might be something. We're still chop up here. I don't really like, those of you that know how I trade, man, not in this range. It's very, very choppy WFC. Maybe we'll take a look at JP Morgan. I just want to remind the production team, I don't have anything in my ear today. So
I just want to have a quick look, guys, at Blink one more time. It did give that nice breakout trade. This is going to be essentially right at 930. I take the scalp trade. It does try to test a high, kind of a rollover, but not really a big one. It double tops here at 1350 with a couple of wicks higher that you got to pay attention to. I'm now sort of looking at 1250 as a bit of a floor area on Blink. We'll take a shot if it breaks down below that price, but I think there might be a defense in there at some point. UPS looks like it's trying to take the top off here. So like I said, one more reload in me, and then we're high of day is going to be my out. If you know what I said before, if I don't give one of these plays to the high of day, you know what I'm going to owe you guys.
Okay, here we go, guys. Here goes Qualcomm. We're long into Qualcomm again. Watch for a 102, 103 break. We're taking that right now. We're long 102.80 right now. Let's go, guys. Here we go. Breaking. Yeah, now we're longer, Qualcomm. Go, Qualcomm. We gave this one to you guys. Nice little 50, 60, 70 cent win. Qualcomm, bang! Chicken dinner winner for Qualcomm. Let's go, guys. Nothing but upside here. We coming and we're going. 60 cent win. We double up on Qualcomm. Let's go, guys, to the upside. Hells to the yeah. Catapulting ourselves. How much higher do you want to go, Qualcomm? We're still in 30% of this trade. Go, go, go. What up, Beep?
QRVO, guys. Corvo, another one from the semi group. Earnings aftermarket yesterday beat expectations. We're coming back up to this area from aftermarket yesterday. 128 up to about 129.5. 11% for QRVO as well.
Corvo, we're going to have a look at that one in just a quick second. I'm still actually short in Qualcomm at 103. We just got to like 103.50. This level here has actually held from the pre-market, so it's not that we're playing with house money, just overall. I want to see a bigger test up into 104. If it starts to roll, I'll probably jump into some more shares. I just took the top off in UPS, so we do have a negative stock today, and it's going to be UPS. That's our first one. I'm also still watching that candy. I don't want to get too far away from KNDI. It just made another leg back to the upside. We got near the bottom here at 1250. I'm going to start fading this one in front of 15. I mean, shorting it in front of 15, I should say.
Yeah, and that's it, guys. We are out of Qualcomm and destroyed that one. Nice little trade there. Qualcomm upside out 103.40 there. Good look on that name. We are now 4 for 4. So we flossed that off. All big wins, guys. Hopefully, it'll be another trophy day right here. Qualcomm, nice trade to the upside there. Have that scalped it in and out like a light there. So we'll watch that one. And nothing else really on my radar right now. We did talk about NIO. We could always look at Square, man. Square was a good one.
Brendan, what do you got, buddy?
Another one with EV space ties here, guys. Ideanomics, IDEX, big pop, 21%, huge volume behind this as well. Not seeing headlines on this one specifically, but this group in play today, guys.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a look at that in a quick second, but I want to jump back over to Huge, which just came off of a halt at 650. This is back to the upside that it halted, so it doesn't look like much on the charts, but it's 10%, so this is what you're going to have happen possibly multiple times today on Huge. But I'm looking at this now, 7 even or 685 type area for a potential break. You know me, I'm always looking to short this one, but it's an upside halt for now. Below $6 is going to be the play for me now that it's made its move. So 6 even scalp break, 6 even scalp break downside, 7 to the upside. Call it 687 if you want to be very, very technical about where that top is. But it is going to start halting every 10% move that happens rather rapidly. So do watch out for that. That's not a heck of a lot, 60 pennies, the way this stock is already traded.
We're still holding on to our Qualcomm long here at 80. Well, actually, no, now it's going to show 01s because we did take 103 there. We're still waiting. Neil indicated there that 103.50 level. Good spot. May fail through their VWAP 102 and change on Qualcomm. So I'm holding 5% of the position left here just in case there's a big rip. But we are now down below that level, 102.30 here. We'll probably just get out of Qualcomm and ho-hum that one. But good hold on the low side there. We will look at UPS as well. Kodak, we're out of that one. INO looks like a nice little runner here as well. Why don't we look at INO up to $22, now 13, 14, 15% in the money, looking to take out this 22.50 level. Actually, I like that level, 22.50 on INO. Let's just break it down here to a 3-minute chart quickly if we can. INO, where is that 22.50? Ooh, right here. Came and gone a couple times. So yeah, INO, 22.50. Let's go.
Yeah, just looking at Candy now, $14. I mean, forget about 15. I'm not sure we're going to get a quick shot at that. I did jump in a bit of a fade as I saw some selling step into Huge. I like that 7 for a break. I'm going to use it now for a stop and a reversal. But KNDI, I'm going to take one quick shot here in front of 14. See if we can scalp that down to the low 13 area. Just a big seller here that I want to take advantage of. If it breaks, fair enough. I'll risk like 15, 20 cents, depending on what slippage ends up being. But you know, it is what it is. You have a bit of a seller that wants to see if he can hold it. We're playing with a little bit of house money here in Candy, but I like that little setup there. Qualcomm's still holding the same range. I think it's going to break out at some point. There's no way it holds 102 to 103 all day long, but I want to get back over to Huge because here is that 6 even area that we were talking about. So as Candy flushes out, Huge starts to flush to the downside for us. I'm going to give it a bit of a yeehaw action. If we get a break of 6, I'm already going to be taking it more to the south side, so I might as well just take the profits on the way down in front of that price. So 6 breaks, I'm going to be shorting anyways. We're going to jump out of this short for the nice little win here. Qualcomm, I mean, I don't know, it's starting to get rather sleepy. I feel like it's gearing up for something. I got to make my mind up how much I want to dig in.
I'm still loving the long on Qualcomm, so we'll wait to see if that comes through. But like I said, we're already out of it. We've destroyed it. We're 4 for 4 today on all these stocks, including Kodak here. Big trade off the open here, 41.15 or 41.55, out 43.55, and then out the rest when it dumped through 40. That's a win. NIO, wow. I mean, you don't get perfect much off too often, but there it is, man. We basically get the high of the day on NIO, and now it comes fading back in. So that was a beautiful trade there. And then PayPal, again, I love this trade. We would have loved to have it down here at 193.50. We have to take it at 195. Again, this is a 3-minute chart. Blasted up. We got some out at 198 before dumping it out for flat on the last 10%. So that's a huge win. And then Qualcomm actually sneakily moving up for me now as one of the top stocks. Go Qualcomm. Now we go back into the money on that one. So it's a chicken dinner winner here for me today. It's 4 for 4. Let's keep the momentum going, guys.
Yeah, we just got out in front of that 6 even on Huge. It's about to break any second now. When that does happen, we'll look to trigger into some two-way position to the short side. But I do want to get over to IDEX, of course, Brendan, to bring this one to our attention. Looking like it also wants to take the top off here. It's already made a couple of breaks to the upside. But let's look at this daily chart. You get this 160 area that is trying to push through right now. Some resistance for a couple of sessions in the last few weeks. This is definitely a spot where it's going to have to chew through some serious size selling that you are seeing shy of that 165 high a day. Here's 62s that I'm looking at, and then 65 with a little bit of size as well. So it's not a horrible place if you're in the money profit-wise to take some out. If I was long, I'd be thinking about some covering because you can get back in on a 165 break. For the short trade, wow, Huge just broke 6, and I got nothing crossing all the way down to 80s. Might have to catch that one on a pullback.
I haven't even looked at Huge yet, but we will soon. We're waiting for Qualcomm, guys. I still think we have a 104 print in ourselves today. Good report, but I mean 11% for this monster. Maybe a little high. We could drop this thing right now for flat and just cash everything in. But what up, B?
Another one, guys, moving around here. HOLX on the NASDAQ, 9.25%. Huge move aftermarket. They're tons of medical equipment maker talking about doing a deal about COVID testing and on the actual research side of things. So HOLX, medical equipment maker here, struggling though at 70. This is where it ended up in the aftermarket yesterday. Still 9% though for this one, guys.
So Huge just halted to the downside. Unfortunately, we did not get that break at 6. We did take the short. We talk about our plan here, and it's going to end up being arguably a bad one. We did get the nice little fade. You catch the winner on the downside, thinking I'm going to be able to get that 6 short. I don't, and now halts to the downside. And if it does gap lower than this 530, you could see some floodgates really start to open up on Huge. I did want to, we're going to be waiting on this one for about 3 or 4 minutes before it does open back up. IDEX, we did go over, but I want to get you guys back to KNDI. In and out of that quick little 14 area. It does flush down here, so I play in front of that 14. You risk about 15 pennies. We've already made a couple of dollars on a trade here, so I'm not angry with myself. However, got to give it a bit more room, I think. Forget about size in a stock like this. IDEX, fair enough, looking at that high at 162 with the seller, but on Candy, it probably doesn't matter in KNDI when you see a bit of size on that level too. Probably overreacted to it and cost myself 50, 60 cents worth of a scalp. That's going to happen from time to time, but you lick those wounds and then move on. I do want to jump back, of course. We've both been looking at Qualcomm today, and this is what I love about day trading is because you can have sort of polar opposite decision-making process and both be right. I was shorting this twice at 103. It puts in some higher lows. That's why I ultimately flat the second trade. The first trade we make $1. The second one, look, you see this here. Once I see it hold at the 102, not retesting that low, I'm like, yeah, let's just get out of this one and then reassess it. Now, I need to make a decision here at some point because it is forming into a tight range. It's going to break out. I think that's going to be at that 103.50, so I'm kind of holding my breath here and waiting for the long opportunity. Otherwise, I am going to try another short if it breaks. Now 102 to the downside, so not 103, 102 to the downside I would look at, and then a 103.50
Watch out, Kodak. I'm going to get into
upside.
Kodak here, guys, in a second. Kodak's going to break through. There it is. We're short now 37 right here on Kodak. I like this trade. Breaking back to the downside. Nice little short here on Kodak. 37 right now short. Kodak, it's breaking to the downside there. We wanted to get to that 33, 34. Maybe we stop at 34. Let's see how far we can go down here. Kodak, we've got the short right now, 37. It's going to be bouncing around here. So good little short there. We'll see if it takes back 40. Maybe we'll dump it, but I do like this short. 37 with a target near 35, guys. What up, B?
Big break on the market to the downside there, guys. Just watching 3,200 here. I watched 3,200, 1.5% now for the S&P, but SDS, a little ultra short ETF popping up on a volume scanner, guys.
That's always good to know. Ultra short ETF. Look, you can track the futures, you can track the ETFs if you're looking for what the market movers are going to be. A bit of moves in the energy space to the downside here. Just sort of noting, Oxy is getting not crushed. It's down 6%, but straight to the downside, about to break, and did just break $16 even. Look, I'm going to see if we get any kind of consolidation on this one to jump us into a bit of a short. But worth noting, haven't tracked energy in a while. I'm now firmly looking at some of these plays here. Apache, of course, reporting, and now Oxy under some pressure, down 6%. So throw these back onto your radar. We talked a little bit about the big four. Speaking of which, Apple trying to hold this level here at 376. 375 is the low from that pre-market, which I think is a little bit more interesting to me if it finds a base there. But I'm looking now at 102. Qualcomm a few cents away from breaking me back into that short. And Huge looks like it should be opening up in about a minute or so. That's a stock I want to be all over.
Okay, we're just figuring out my earpiece here as we go. Yeah, it says device connected, so we'll see here. We tried this short there. It does go in the money for us, about $1 and change. But no, sorry, we're short 37, went to 36.22. We're going to give this back here near VWAP, $40.50 here on KNDY. On Kodak. We'll give back everything we made here if this turns out to be a loser, and then we'll be flat. But right now we're still running that stock, so we will wait to see on that one. our Qualcomm now dropping. It breaks through 102. We're going to get out of that one. Big winner, though, for Qualcomm today for us. You guys have already saw that. Neil already talked about that a little bit, about how we had both different ways. AMD here as well, 76. I liked that one. AMD's been a huge runner for us lately, but Brendan or Neil mentioned there that the market was absolutely cratering right there. So watch out. AMD now breaking back down through that VWAP there. People may sell some of these stocks as we go through this market because it's such a huge winner. Let's short this thing through 75.50, guys.
I'm going to hit the fail. Look, I talked about this in IDEX. I didn't quickly get myself those locates to be able to short them. We got them, and I now have them, but it's a little bit late to this party. I saw the size they were selling in front of that high at 165. Went to the daily to confirm that I like to let that level to short in front of. And you're already going to get the drop. So, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and throw this one out. If you got the short up there when we talked about it in front of that 163 seller on the level 2, great. You're already down at 150, playing with a bit of house money. I just got triggered into Qualcomm here. That 102 break to the downside. I got 98 short. We'll look to see if we can get out in front of 101.50 and then 101 even on that side, guys. But it is what it is. You're going to miss out on some trades. But that's a preparation thing with IDEX. I knew I wanted to be involved. I knew there was a possibility we'd have to pay for shorts, and I didn't go ahead and check that. The second Brennan mentioned that name, I should have been looking for those locates. Huge is open back up. Not a heck of a lot of volatility here, right at that $6 level, just below that $6 level. So not much to see here until we take out that 525 bottom. But we do have Qualcomm running in the money for us, about 35 cents now. We'll take the first half off in front of 101.50. That just happened, so we'll go arrows down, at least in the short term, for Qualcomm, which isn't always a stock that you're scalping, but post-earnings, it looks like it's going to be that kind of a day for us in QCOM. So if it takes out the low, I'll probably be flat, looking for another trade at 100. Otherwise, we got another win in here to the short side. You can play it both ways, guys, when you get this kind of price action, but it is all about that, the price action. Wow, is it already 10 o'clock? Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a coffee refill, which is going to be right on cue. Okay, AMD, we're still waiting for a little bit more of a drop. But you see, AMD's not coming down here. So I did want to look at Apple quickly here off earnings later on tonight. They could break this bottom right here, 375. So watch out for Apple. As I said, I'm very, very bullish. I would long-term holder on Apple. So I do think that the report will come out big. And thank you there, Miss V, for that little refill there. Thank you so much. 37.50, 375. Right now, we're going to go short on Apple. The only trade that we have right now on board is Kodak, and we talked about a 37 short. We're giving that one to 40.50, so only $1 more of pain to the upside, and we'll be out of that one. But right now, look, I mean, the way this thing moves, who knows? We did see $60 yesterday. That's why we got to get out if this has any funny business behind it. But right now,
it's actually time for happening now. Kodak all over the move. I'm going to look at that myself, but Brandon at the big screen, let's see what we're missing, guys.
Hey guys, already 10 o'clock, 30 minutes gone, triple-digit declines now right across the board here for North American markets. S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, all, 1+%. The Dow now 2% to the downside. Leading the way so far, you can see the S&P 1.6, NASDAQ doing a little bit better. The Russell also 1.2% for small caps. So big-time negativity returning today. Here in Toronto, the TSX 1.4%. If you're watching down in Brazil, the BOVESPA about 0.8% in negative territory. We talked about huge in the U.S. on the NASDAQ. This is the Canadian listing here on the CSE. So .cn up 51%. Far more volume traded down on the NASDAQ, only about 600,000 shares, but you can see big gap up 51% here in Toronto for huge as well. FSD Pharma. CPG, Crescent Point Energy. This is weakness in the energy space and earnings. So CPG out with earnings, if you like the little ones, 7% to the downside here. You can see just straight southbound for CPG. All kinds of liquidity and volume on that one so far today. We'll go to one more here. Suncor, just to compare, big time move to the downside with energy markets as well. Look at the volume coming in at the open there on the sell side, under 2150. Big reversal from where that ended the day yesterday, guys. Big time negativity. Back over to you.
Thank you very much, Brennan. I was just tweeting out over in UPS, and we talked about some of our levels, and I even reiterated this one too. And I chased it a little bit too far to the downside. And if I wait till that 36.70 to 37 area for hopefully consolidation, I probably end up with half the share size. Still going to lose when it takes out the high of the day. The only thing that is a saving grace is I will not be getting my calisthenics in because I did give it to the pre-market high there. So I like the fact that we held and had some conviction with it, but you just can't chase it. When you see this move to the downside and you didn't want it off the open anyways, you can't say to yourself, oh my gosh, had I taken my original entry point, there would have been that $2 or $2.50 winner that we would have had right away and then play with house money. So I probably chased a little bit too far, ended with more size than you would have, and also a worse price than you would have. But it was going to be a losing trade no matter what I did there. I just want to get back over to huge. It did finally make some kind of a move to the downside. Not a huge one yet, but it's still holding that 5.25 bottom that I'm looking to see if it can break. If it takes that out, I'm still going short. 5.25 is the price for me.
Okay, yeah, we're looking at Qualcomm going long again, breaking through 102.80. So we'll see if that one can hold and give us that trade there. We said we look at some banks, and yeah, JP Morgan right now making a nice little bottom, and we like the way that looks, especially if the futures do rebound here. But we're still down a solid 3.5% right now on JP Morgan, 96.31 here on a rebound. If you do believe in these futures, not a horrible spot to go. Okay, we are out there. Some candy, some Kodak just got us out a little bit there. Out of 2/3 of our trade, and now we're back into Qualcomm, 102.74 to the upside right now on Qualcomm. Let's see how high this one wants to go. We're above VWAP, so we do have some room to the upside right now, guys.
How do you make $2 on candy and still feel disappointed? This trade right here, yeah, let's give ourselves 15 cents worth of risk on a stock that we just took a $2 winner on. Does that make any sense? Probably doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Halted to the downside at 11.53. It's coming all the way back in, and the first thing I'm going to do, because I can't have a trade here, is go over to Blink. Of course, we've done pretty solidly on Blink. It's also come in, but still actively trading, guys. So if it's going to have some consolidation below our original breakout price, 12.10, I'm going to take a shot to the south side. These moved lockstep in the pre-market and the gap to the upside. Let's see if on the way down we can have the same sort of party. So I'm going to short Blink here in front of that 12.10 level that we had that long break on.
Okay, here's Qualcomm, a nice little 20-cent win right now. We already took it out twice. Took it out right there ahead of 103. We're long. Nice little 25-cent win right now on Qualcomm to the upside. We just took out, so now we have 70% left on this one. I still think we like this 103 break here on Qualcomm, and then see if we can get some out back upside where we did last time. We got long, bang, 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 out long again, and now we're getting out some more. We just need a 103 break. We're sitting at 103.10. Here we go. Nice little move for Qualcomm. Now 40 cents. There it comes. Fades right back off that 103. So 103 seems to be a ping here, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And just getting back to that EDSA, it is halting every few minutes now. And we talked about this when it comes to Kodak yesterday. It's very difficult for anybody to be trading involved in this name when it's going to open back up and it's going to halt literally 30 seconds later, a minute later, a couple of times a little bit longer. I'm looking for it to stabilize, and I think there's going to be a trade as it's done 20 million shares. But just watch out. If you guys are long in this, make sure that you're utilizing, whether it's going to be a market order or whatever it happens to be to get out of this trade. It's starting to come back rather heavily. Brennan, what do you got?
At Home Group here, guys. Home Decor name 33% still in positive territory. Yeah, earnings aftermarket. You can see big time movement higher all the way to 16. We're coming off though. Just broke 13 again to the downside here on a big volume spike for Home, guys.
Home.
And
okay.
Huge just broke that 5.25, so a new position alert here, short on Huge when it broke. I got 20s in. It took some out the first third in front of 5 even. 5 even breaks. Look, this stock was at 374 yesterday. Started this little run in the pre-market at about 420. I'm not making that up. It literally was consolidation. Well, it's not really consolidation, but the breakout did start at 420. So I think if we break 5, there's a decent chance Huge might want to give it all back. And if that does happen, I'm going to be net short here. 520 already taking some for profit. 5 even breaks, not a horrible place to add. Just got to watch out for slippage on those breakdowns. Of course, it's still actually up 38%, but you can see the movement on the chart, down $7 from the high of the day.
Yeah, we keep saying, I mean, we joked about that earlier. How many times are we going to say huge trade alert today? But we'll wait to see on that one. Neil trading huge, and we'll wait for Qualcomm. We're going to give it back down to 102.20 again. I mean, we're going to wash this trade again over and over. I mean, this was a nice win here. Dumped that last 10%, but now it looks like we're holding half. So this could be a wash once again for Qualcomm. So we'll wait to see if that breaks through 102.20. The futures aren't helping anything. We do have the Apple report coming, right? So that was part of the reason why I did want to give this one some room to move down or upside, on Apple. So we'll wait to see on Qualcomm. I still like 103.40 though to come if we can get it.
Yeah, you know, one of the things we talked about waiting for reports. I mean, I just checked over on Facebook. We thought there was a chance that we could be sitting in a tight range and doing a heck of a lot of nothing. The futures, the NASDAQ here, 70, 80 handles off the open. I mean, and Facebook here cannot break this little top at 232. That would be interesting if it takes it out there, guys. Here comes $5 even on huge. I did just get in also to BLNK. We talked about that. Only two of these shorts that are on consolidation and BLNK. Looking to see if we can retest this very, very important bottom at 11. It was a hard floor in the pre-market at 8:30. It just bounced off there at the open as well. So if it ever breaks that, you know I'm going to breaking out short for more shares. That means getting out in front of it as well. Brennan, what do you got?
ADMA, another one from the biopharmaceutical space. ADMA updating their current quarter aftermarket, and again this morning adding a little bit more to it. So nicely positive here, 34%. Monster relative volume, the story here on ADMA. Not a huge mover, but doing all kinds of volume, guys.
Adama. Okay, there goes Qualcomm right back, hit the air horn. Nice little move back to the upside here on Qualcomm. So we're dumping that right now. But again, I want to hold the rest. We are going to hold the rest now. We're now out of half on that move. Officially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outs right there. Now holding for hopefully this top side, and then we'll hit the home run button for you guys. But right now we'll wait on Qualcomm, see how much room that does have the tie side. Yeah, ADMA. Wow, Brendan. ADMA. Yeah, good little look there. $4 making moves. Admon Biologics right now making a big move to the upside here. I know you just checked out the day chart. Have we been up here? Okay, this could be a legit company actually. $4.66 was the last stopping spot. If you guys are long, watch out for this little, I don't know, consolidation up here. The bottom of that is 440, so you're getting very, very close. There goes Qualcomm. Finally, Qualcomm breaking back above 103. Now we're back into that level right now. We'll take some off, and then we'll wait for the high side. Great trade here on Qualcomm.
Yeah, I want to get back to that IDEX, of course. We did talk about that 162, 165 high, 162, 163 seller. It just bounced off of this 160 level, so I'm going to jump back in, try the short. We, of course, missed the first look when we gave it to you because we didn't get those locates. I got them now. Going to look at 156, 157 as an entry point. Take some more at 160. If it ever takes out the high, I think that's a reversal long, a long consolidation maybe all morning at the top. Gives you a potential breakout sometime in the afternoon or a little bit later on in the session. First things first, jumping into a short to sort of add to the Blink, BLNK, and then of course the huge short that we have. I'm going to get, like I said, I would wait for a little bit of an opening on Kodak. It's traded for like 30 minutes or so now, and it does feel like it doesn't have quite the buy action that it had before. It's a little bit more of a structured trade. We're not seeing them halts every now and then, but hard bounce off 36 is the first thing I'm going to notice. The 34 level I think is going to be support. There was a buyer there in the afternoon, so that gives you about $2 on a break to the 36 area. Otherwise, I'm looking at this double top here at 44. I mean, of course, you have the pre-market high at 45, but I think that double top at 44 is going to be worth a fade if I catch a short in front of it. But before we do that, we got to get to our good friend Brendan. Time for some upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few more symbols to have a look at so far this morning. We've talked about a few of these already, Apache being one of them. Nice move to the upside after earnings and a couple of price target increases for them. This one down here as well brought to your attention, QRVO from the semiconductor space to the downside today. L Brands, big mover yesterday on some news for them back to the downside today. I'll show you that one as well here in a second. Let's flip over to QRVO though. Yeah, earnings aftermarket, another one from the semi group that beat right across the board. Coming back into this area, though, that we were talking about, 128.5 to 129 even. Watch that. A little bit of resistance already. Kind of topping out here at 127 for QRVO. A little bit thinly traded, but big mover today. L Brands, yeah, they had the announcement yesterday. Big move higher. 850 jobs being removed. 5% to the downside today. Held 25 here. This is 25 at the top as resistance all the way down to 24. A bit of a bounce now, but a couple of downgrades for L Brands. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, LB. That was yesterday's story, if I believe correctly. 103.40 and Qualcomm. Yeah, we did it again, guys. A nice little catapult out here. And I told you we thought we could come back up to this high level where we got out before, 103.44, and that's exactly what we did. So Qualcomm to the bank right now. Nice trade on Qualcomm. That's where we're long right now, 102.74. And we're still holding this one, Kodak. We still have some of this 37 short. It's really calmed down now. So like Neil said, looks like we got the worst out again. Breaking through 40.50, breaking through VWAP right there, but that's okay. We're following our trade, and you can't be disciplined and not get out when your rules break. So now we're going to wait to see if 37. It could still be a winning trade. I mean, this is going to have to be, we're out of 2/3. We're going to have to get out like at 33 or something, but that could still be a possibility.
Speaking of Kodak, I can't believe a STFU shout out to one of our members there. I don't know why it took me so long to figure this out. You said, why are you looking to fade off that 44 level, 44.20? And I'm like, what are you talking about, 44.20? Double top, 44, what? 44.50? Yeah, I got that one, 420. It is what it is. I think it's a fun joke here and there. No endorsements whatsoever of any substances. But look, I like this one for a fade. I'll probably take at least one shot before it at that 41 even area before looking at that double top that we just talked about. And again, there was a big buyer in the afternoon at some of these levels. That's why we keep talking about 34 and a 36 break. So temper your expectations. You'd think floodgates might open up if we get a bigger move to the downside, just given how far this came. But it's hard to predict these levels. I thought on this parabolic move down, it was going to go all the way to 19. It stalled at 25. So there is more buying than you would expect in Kodak on the way down, guys.
Kodak, yeah, good. I can't understand that stock, but good look there. Okay, we're just going to hold Qualcomm now. The out is back near view, or actually, I put it near here, 102.60 or so on the downside. But this is a nice little 70-cent win right now for QCOM. Hope you enjoy it, guys. The one thing I did want to mention, everybody, if you can, please, man, I think you guys all like the production value, and we have to keep it going. So if you can hit join, that'd be fantastic. It's $5 a month. Look at Russell Jackson here. He's got these emojis going on here. That's what you get for becoming a member here. Lots of members. Lori, what's up? Troublesome One, STFU, everyone there. Chazdek, Daryl, you're a big member as well. Wow, there goes Qualcomm. Like, you want to keep having these winners, guys. Try to support the channel. $5. How much does it even cost to trade? Look at this. 70 cents now. 85 cents now in the money here on Qualcomm. Nothing but love to the upside. Here we go again. Qualcomm upside. And by the way, guys, look at this NIO trade. Like, this is what happens here when we come into the building and trade NIO. I talk about that breakout, and this is, again, scalp city right here. We get in, get out, and look at NIO fade back through. Obviously, this would have been a sick trade. We should have took the short, the same spot we took the long. So we put that in our head, and we'll remember that for next time when we come back and destroy you once again, Mr. NIO.
I did give some thoughts. I'm going to talk about APA in a second because that's about to break downside. Watch the range that it's putting in, but huge. I've covered. I got out in front of 5 even, and then it broke back up to break even. And look, if I'm going to take a short when it breaks 5, that's the level holds. Fair enough. That could be an interesting spot for a long. I think if you give it to, like, if you're a tight stop, you can give it to 5. But remember, this came from 374. There was that 420 level in the pre-market where it jumped off. So a couple of things you can look at for. I'm going only short for the time being. I don't really have any inclination to jump into the long when I see a trend like this. I need to actually see it form a bottom and break to the upside. So maybe this 6 even top for a breakout if it comes back to the upside. Otherwise, I'm shorting 5 even, guys. APA, I did mention it looks like it does want to break down. Look at this consolidation. It tried to push through the pre-market high. It's failed a couple of times here. Now we're looking at it below VWAP, 1580 or so, as 85 as a top, and then maybe a break of not necessarily this level at 35, but probably more this one at 1525 or 15 even. Brendan, what do you got?
Brendan, what up?
An ugly candle here, guys, on Kraft Heinz, another one that reported pre-market this morning. Look at the daily chart. Yeah, big wick in the pre-market there, all the way up to 36.80, but right back down. So negativity for Kraft Heinz today, about to make new lows. Another one that missed on earnings, guys.
Okay, so there's Qualcomm. It's $1 in the money. Line them up, knock them down. That's what it is. I do see a note here from somebody saying, great call on JP Morgan. You're welcome. This is what we do, guys. I gave you guys the, I don't know why I didn't have this. I was too busy looking at Qualcomm. Qualcomm ripping to the moon, but look at JP Morgan. Gave this one to you guys down here at 96.30. Just hit the rewind button and you'll see that a big 70, 80 cent win right now on JP Morgan. Congratulations to whoever put that in the chat there. We'll floss one off for you. And there it is. But that's not even the flossing trade. Look at this one. Bang again for Mr. Qualcomm. Nothing but love for you, my friend. All the way to the upside. Bang this, bang this. And we just did tweet that out. So anybody wants to follow me on Twitter here, you'll have all the trades in the morning. You can see why we were making them, what we were doing. PayPal, Qualcomm, Kodak. I don't even put my NIO on here. That's a big one for me today too. So my largest trade today will be PayPal. Still, PayPal. We hammered that one long right off the open. Still, net-wise, my largest trade by far. But right here, the best trade that we have on right now is this Qualcomm. Dollar plus now, ripped up to 104 and change. Okay, that just gave me the reason to get out right there. Let's see if we can get out 103.80, put that one in, and wow, what a day to trade. Hopefully you guys are with me. It's basically a perfect day, guys.
Yeah, looking over at that IDEX, of course, we've had a couple of calls on this one. First at 160 to 162, and then again here at this 156 level, which I took. It starts to break down to 150. I'll take some shares out here. Next target's going to be about 146. I think we'll be all out if we get around this 140 level. I'll be looking for places to reload. It's a fail at the top that I liked on the daily, sort of 160 area. So we'll give it to that stop. Not necessarily the high of the day here because you are getting a lower high put in twice. I will reload if I can in the mid 150s. That's going to be my play. I mean, I'm not getting enough movement over in Kodak right now to get that entry point. It's just hanging out that 38 level. So not too much to see, but Candy, on the other hand, looks like it's about to make a bit of a move once again. Call it like a 13 area break to the upside for a bit of a scalp. I'm still looking to see if it'll take out that bottom. The floodgates are starting to really open up on this one to the downside. And huge. Still, 5 to 525. I'm not really going long here myself. It's a 5 even break to the downside. I'm looking. It has to test 6 before I jump into any kind of a long on that, guys. The next one, INO, was brought to our attention, of course, by Brendan. It did try to make a bit of a bounce here and is now testing that 21 level that I mentioned on the first move. Call it more like 2090. This is the bottom in the pre-market. So if it breaks that to the downside, I will be shorting INO.
2150, yeah. The INO trade I liked was 2150 to the long side, so but a little bit different, and that's the way right here. Break. 2150 will go long INO, but still needs to get there. So we'll watch out for this one. Right back to the upside now comes Qualcomm. It did touch 104. That's the trade that we're on board right now. High side 104.40, already up 12%. Can it go more? Sure it can, but just waiting for it to go right now. So nice little 89 cent win on board right now. And then Kodak, yeah, man. I mean, look, everyone wants me to make some more trades. I get it. We're already really huge today. You don't need to put money into something that you don't see. So right now, we're just going to wait on it. If there's any other names you guys want, hit it up, become a member, and we'll hit you guys up right away for that. And I did want to give a big shout out here to Mike. Mike, if there's anything you want me to look at, put in the chat right now. We'll give a look to get out soon. What is this saying? Yeah, I want Changani to get out soon so that I can just shoot up. Yeah, exactly. That's a joke because Qualcomm right now, I'm not going to get out of that. So I don't know what you're talking about, Elizabeth Miller, but we'll see what happens here with the downside of Kodak. I still like this break, man. 37.50. We're still short. Maybe we'll take it again, 37.50.
Yeah, I just want to jump to a name that we haven't really covered. I know Brennan always gives us this name to put to our attention. An SRNE trying to catch a nice little bounce here. I'm just noting it because it's rolled over a couple of times shy of the pre-market top, but is looking rather strong today. It not only looks like 1.7% to the upside, but it has made a little bit of a firm bottom and is trying to make a move. So I'm looking at 8 even break. It tested it one time in the pre-market, but let's kind of throw that out and look for 8 even. INO just triggered in that 2090, so I am now short at 86. Let's see if that fall continues on INO. Small cap recap time. Brendan, I wonder what he's going to talk about here. A couple of names that should be obvious. Let's go to the big screen.
Yeah, a lot of these to get through today. We had a number of them moving around. Kodak, obviously, one of them. Guys have been talking about that. We don't need to review it again. But yeah, huge, the big one in the pre-market here. Again, the news seemed negative initially. They're basically wrapping up their cannabis efforts, including selling their cannabis production facility here in Ontario to move towards the COVID-19 space. So trying to get into developing a COVID-19 treatment. So huge. It was just 7 to 720. There was a little level there. With some size on the level 2. So we came back up into 720 right at the open and held nicely all the way down to 550, even 530 could have been out there on that downside move. Initial one anyways for huge. Yeah, KNDI, this thing was crazy at the open. Took a while to actually get the initial print, I think. So it took a little bit of patience there at the open. It kept wicking all the way up through 17 and then back down depending on where you got in. So it might have been a little bit of a tricky one to hold through that move right at the open. But this is just unbelievable. So 1670, 1675, depending on where you got into this. This was actually a separate trade. I got out, was flat at the open, took this one again just before the open. So 16 half, 1675, depending on where you got in. We're now trading, obviously, down around $11. So wow, yeah, huge move for KNDI. And Blink, back into Blink. Haven't had a good read on this one so far today. 1250 was the level, a bit of a pivot here in the pre-market that I was looking at. Obviously got up there to 13. So needs to hold below 1250 now for more downside on that one. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Brent. Just getting our break style trade locked and loaded on INO. Of course, looking for the scalp into this first little level here, hopefully breaking the backs of a few long side trades. But I like this little previous bottom at about 2110 to reverse back in. If it's going to be one of those situations on a failed break, I'm going to quickly jump out of this one and go to the long side here. We did mention this lower level that we'd like to get out in front of. That's at 2035. So if you're looking to scalp off and your maximum profit is about 50 cents, what do you want to risk? If half that's going to be 25 to 30, I'm not going to be risking much more than that to the short side trade. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So quick in and out here. If it breaks 2110, and then that'll be a bit of a long. I still have that IDX and huge. I'm going to stick to the same plan here. I'm not going to jump into this too early, but this little round out trade, I should zoom in so you can see a little bit better here. This little round out off the bottom, I was going to wait till 6 even for the long. It does feel like it might be worth a shot at a 550 break, which is coming right now. 5 even is still going to be a short for me, guys, but I might take a shot scalping a 550 break to the upside. Again, it's just this time of day. It's a bit of a sleepy market. Overall, you might start to jump into some scalp mode, and we have talked about this, of course, with the big boy earnings coming in. It's the end of the week. You have a lot going on. I'm going to try it on huge. I still maintain I want that 5 short. Now looking at a 550 break to the upside. I'd be all out in front of 6 because I like that level 2.
Yeah, we are still trading away here. We just took more shares in Kodak here before 37.75. Only going to give this one to 39.50 or so. Again, I still think this 37 should break. So we'll wait to see on that when we're holding it there. A few new members. Thank you so much for that. Look, you can also get a Trader TV face mask apparently. Wayne Tapper, thank you so much. What's up with that? And Darren Woolley. I think we talked about everybody else. Darren and Wayne, thank you so much for becoming a member today. Ask and you shall receive. It's very, very kind of you for that, for sure. So thank you so much to all of our members. We appreciate everything as we go. But right now, Kodak, I just gave that to you, so 39.50. I'm not going to look at it anymore. Hopefully, I can at one point look over and have a winner. Okay, I gave you earlier, Callaway. I see you in the chat, and again, this is what I don't have a problem doing. Callaway Jones, you've been on our show one time, but you're always on the chat, so thank you for that. I gave it early on 375. That's kind of a no-brainer. It just ticked down there, but now you get to the upside. What up, Brandon?
Another one that reported, guys, Dow DuPont, not terribly exciting, but to the downside. Nevertheless, we came all the way down to 52.50 down here. Earnings aftermarket yesterday, not good. They missed right across the board, so a little bit negative here for DD, guys.
Yeah, from Dow DuPont back to APA, sort of another strong play to the upside here. It's looking like it made a higher low off of this pre-market bottom, trying to break back above this view up here. The 16 break could be in play for me. We did get the reverse into INO, so now we're trending back towards hopefully the upside. Again, if you're going to scalp and you only have 50 cents worth of upside, you can't be taking a 50-cent hit. You got to have a realistic opportunity in terms of where you're going to have that stop. ADMA, which was a high flyer here, did have a halt. pushed a little bit further up to 420 and then sort of came back in. This is going to be a level break for me at that high. I am going to take a shot here, of course, shorting it. If it has a halt up and then fails to go too much higher, could be some time to do some selling here up 38%. Feels like it's a little bit overbought here for me. So in front of 4 is going to be my first spot. Very similar to what we did in IDEX, where we'd have a long on a top break. So 420, I'd get a long break. Otherwise, I want to short it in front of this 4 to 405 area. That's on ADMA. But also, Brendan has something for us. What do you got, bud?
Overstock, guys, 52-week highs. Another stay-at-home type of play. OSTK, 19% earnings this morning on this one. Beat $72. Just taken out there on a big volume spike for OSTK, guys.
Overstock, yeah, great little stock there for sure. Overstock, good move here. Here goes Qualcomm, guys. Upside again, we're breaking through. Can we get this 104.80 and change to come through? I sure hope so. There it is. Sorry, 103.80. The next play is going to be 104. 104.40 is that high. If we can grab that, that'd be pretty sick. A nice little $1.20 right now for Qualcomm. So we get elevated again because Qualcomm moving nicely to the upside. What up, David? I see a few new members again there. Thank you so much, guys. David Leslie, Wayne Tapper, thank you so much for coming through, guys. This has been a big show for us here today. We're 5 for 5 right now, all pending this codec. No, that's Neo. We already crushed that one. All depending this codec right now. We are short 37.50 here plus here. So let's give a little look at this, see if it can go. 39.50 is going to be our out. I just don't need this thing to blow back up. We could give it all the way to VWAP. We're pretty huge today. Don't want to give it all back. There goes Qualcomm. Yeah, buddy. Nice little floss move right here. $1.25 now in the money as it goes all the way up to 104.20. Do you think we can get 104.40 here, guys? We'll put an offer there, see if it can come through, take this out, maybe even 104.25. Sounds good enough to me. Take this $1.60 win on Qualcomm, guys.
Yeah, we got the reverse into INO. Just want to quickly update it here. It is working in the money, but look, let me zoom in. These stocks with these ridiculous pre-market moves make the charts look a little bit ugly, honestly, guys. The first level here we're looking at is 21.50. We'll take some out in front of that. If it breaks this, you're sort of looking at that 22 area. What we like about this is, remember, I was short on the initially, and that's a failed break to the downside off the opening range, which is going to trigger a lot of shorts. So anybody that hung on to that one short side and didn't give themselves a realistic out, in my opinion, is probably stuck here and thinking to get out. And that's going to be some of the push, hopefully, towards the upside for us in INO, or at least for myself in INO. Huge has not broken 550, so we are not in that one yet. I will be taking that trade if we get a 550 break to the upside. I do also want to get over to our our second losing trade of the day is going to be ADMA. We took a shot at this rollover. It did break above 4. I'm going to go long if it takes out 420. We tried this quick little scalp on the short side, see if it could take out VWAP. Couldn't do it. In and out very quickly for a hit. Valeria, I believe, has something for us. Oh, Brennan, sorry.
Yeah, I'll butt in line here. First off, guys, Urban One just popping up on a volume scanner as well. Doing some volume once again today. You can look at U1 or U1K, depending on how you want to address this. But earnings aftermarket for this one yesterday, they were actually decent. They beat or at least matched estimates. But to the downside once again today for Urban One, U1 or U1K, depending on how you want to look at it, guys.
And yeah, buddy, we punch it in the face right now. Bang, there it is. Guys, I know, and thank you for all the love in the chat. I know I get you guys pumped up. That's the whole point here right now. Not only that, guys, giving you monster winners. We're at our highest spot today. Look what we just did to Qualcomm. Yeah, we need a crushed it thing here. I don't know where we'll find one, but we have this one right now because we're back in the building. Superman is here, guys. We're flat right now. All we have is that codec trade. Look at Qualcomm. What a big trade. That's how we do it. You take out the big stick and you bang it around. Stick with me. This is where the winners are at. Valeria's got something apparently. What up, V?
Thank you, Sean. Hey, guys, and welcome all the new viewers. Guys, we are trading live every day, so please subscribe to our channel and you will receive notifications when we're back live. And a lot of appreciation to all the new members. Guys, we're happy you joined the family. If you want to join our membership, you can join at the link I'm sending on the chat, or you can find join button on our homepage next to subscribe. And guys, please, we really need your support. Smash the like button. We have 4,000 viewers and less than 500 likes. It takes just 1 second to like the video and you'll make us happy. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
I said it once, I'll say it again. I think you guys are fast on the keys. You're gamers, you're traders. You can hit that like button faster than 1 second, to be sure. We still have that INO, and look, I'm going to take the first leg out here. Like I said, if it consolidates in front of that 2150, first stop out. We're still holding 2/3 of it. We're going to have that for the break of the top here. With this trade, of course, you got to be giving it to probably that little low at 2075. If we get a move up to VWAP, very likely to be all out in front of this little chop. You see all of this sort of whippy action in and around 2180 to 22. That'll be a nice out for the rest of the trade. I'll take one shot reloading, but not at 21, at about 2090 or so in front of that low of the day. So already got some for the profit here on INO. IDX we're still hanging on to. Buyer at 150. If that breaks, I'll probably add to my position rather than take any more off.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to actually tweet this out. I just want to say thank you so much for all the love here on the chat as well. And look, we'll just keep giving you winners back and forth and around. That's what we want. We want winners and we want some love. So here comes the tweet right now. We're going to tweet this out right here. Thank you so much for all of that right here. Just put it out. Thank you to STFU, Einstein Jr., everything like that. Thank you so much for all of that, man. We just keep on rolling. I'm at my highest spot right now. We have no LFT, no loss from top. We're absolutely crushing it. We've only had 3 negative days in all of July, guys. And today cannot be one. Well, it could be one. I don't know what I'm going to get myself into. But with the way we're rolling, guys, nepa, not going to happen. And here we go, guys. Kodak, we're finally back into the money on this one. We had to wait a little bit. We are giving it up here to 39.50. May have not been enough. But here's that level that I loved about an hour ago, $37. We did have to get out of 2/3 of it on that VWAP break. That's just how we trade, guys. But once again, guys, here's another winner. So if your wife and kids are watching, you may want to hide them because they may not want to see your bank account if you're rolling with me, if you know what I'm saying.
Now watch out for Overstock. Just took off the top again, 75 quarter as well. It looks like it tried to wick some people out there the first time through the secondary break. We're going to give it a shot. I like this one probably all the way back to this like 74 area. So we'll take a couple entry points in this range and see if we continue that move. No reload, unfortunately, in INO. I did like that one. If it pulled back, it didn't pull back deep enough to get the reload on that trade. That's okay. We'll take it. It's not a big deal. It just means it went for you, and it's continuing to be in the money. But I like this Overstock tried a potential break to the upside here, taking out that pre-market high, and then now looking to extend. Brendan, what do you got?
I noticed this one yesterday, guys. A multi-day move now for PEIX. This is Pacific Ethanol, so we're up 30% again today. It started way back here. What day was this? The 27th. We're all the way up to 250 now for Pacific Ethanol again today, doing significant volume, guys.
It looks like, I mean, finally seeing, look, Kodak here, this is like the 3rd time it's testing around this low, so 37 even or so. It's just looking relatively weak. It's looking like it's about to make a move here. It's been, relatively speaking, pretty sleepy on Kodak. I mean, as much as you can call $4 or $5 range sleepy compared to yesterday, it certainly is. It's going to be a breakdown through that low of the day at 36 whenever it happens for me. But it's looking like we're not going to get that pullback trade that we wanted. It's going to have to be a 36 short on Kodak, guys. So Overstock, INO, and huge. It's alongside now in front of that 5 even. I'll be shorting still in IDX. I'm going to be shorting Kodak through 36. I guess we're not going to get the pullback to 40.
Guys, falling money. Let's just see what happens here now. The only thing we need to fall right now is Kodak. We are already in this name right now, so we're going to give this one a little bit of room here to fall. Look, I'm just in chill mode right now, guys. It's 10:33. I'm waiting for setups. I told you, I can't be, this disciplined and then just take random trades, guys. Not with the size that I'm using, so we're going to wait to see if any levels start to break here on Kodak. We'll be out, but right now that's my only trade. Probably give it actually only to 39 this time. Again, we're huge today. I don't want to lose everything on this Kodak trade. We won't. Maybe only give it back to 39. That's going to be roughly what I'm going to do. We do have a lot of different charts and different stuff happening right now in front of us. So just if you guys want, throw up this camera here, the side action. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 12 minutes, a daily right there, the futures, a few other names that we're looking at here so we can give them all to you. Right now, short Kodak, 37.46, the only thing I've got on board. And by the way, we just destroyed Qualcomm, and it's still moving to the top side. So thank you so much. I hope you guys still have this. Look where we were buying, 102.80s all day long. It's $2 now in the money. If you still have it, Kodak making for us. We are perfect today. No losers today. Let's keep that trade going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go back over sort of my idea in Qualcomm here, and I think about this situation, guys. Shorting it since the open, actually my #1 stock on the day. And it's going to be why? Because we recognize that the trend had sort of abated. We got bottom wick on our last short. We didn't get quite the bottom wick on the first one, and we did talk about 101, and I probably should have had 101 instead of 101.50. But that's how you're able to take some winning trades here. Once it breaks out, no mas. That's it. We're out of this one. 105 still has not got taken out, so that was the level that we're watching to see if it rolls over. It's now interesting to me if it consolidates up here. I will take one more shot at it, but you got to let it extend to the top end of the range once it failed at the bottom. So that's going to be the short that I'm looking for, but it has to actually turn. Not going to catch it on the way up. Going to look for it on the way back down. I need to see it turn off 105. Once it does, we'll take a shot with the high of the day. And out, Brendan. What do you got for us?
It hasn't been terribly exciting, guys, but another day high. That means another all-time high for UPS today. Steady march to the upside after earnings this morning, guys, for UPS. Also, both Visa and MasterCard out with earnings. They are both to the downside today, guys.
I did want to give a big shout out. I know he's been on the show before as well, but Profit. Thank you so much, man. Amazing work today, Sean. Thanks for the stamina and knowledge. Yeah, I'm here. Didn't even get a good night's sleep either. Best show ever, Trader TV Live. Hats off to you, young friend, as well, right there. So, yeah, big show there. Follow me. I'll put my Twitter handle there in the chat for you guys to get a hold of me. I always get some direct messages and things like that. And those of you that know me know that I've answered every single one of those. Also on Instagram as well, if you did want a little bit more of a personal look, including our last weekend's glamping, which was really super fun to do that. Big time winners. We just crossed over 1,000 traders. And this is the thing. People always ask me, what's my favorite book? Jesse Livermore. I'll leave it at that. If you guys know a book that is great. If not, well, I put it in the chat. Why not? It was never my thinking that made the big money for me. It was always sitting. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. Chilling out, sitting around right now, waiting for that to happen, analyzing things. We don't need to do much right now because look at this. Boom and a banger. There it is. Bye-bye, Kodak. We have you. $1.50 in the money. I told you this thing was going to tank, and there it goes through 37. Bang, bang, bang. Reload. Now we're huge again. Your boy did it again. That's it. Let's go, guys. Neil, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I just got that first break in Kodak. I've been waiting all morning long for my first trade. I talked about 36. That's the level I like. I got 93s to the short side. I'm going to take, most of it out to see if we can't break 35. I'll hold the last quarter for the break. What I'm afraid of here, Sean, of course, is the halt. I don't want to be caught in the halt. That's why I'll take it out. You get the dollar win on the last little bit, and then I can play with that last quarter however I see fit. If it breaks 35, 34 was the level we talked about where we expected a little bit of buying just because there was a big buyer there. So nice little win, $1 for 1 on Kodak. We love it here. One shot, never went against us. Kodak, great level. Patience pays off. Brendan, what do you got?
Another one that reported, guys, cars.com here. 9.5% still to the upside. It's failed, though, a couple of times at $8. That's $8 right there. So we came up and banged off it again. Big move down there to $7.50 for cars, guys.
Superman is in the building right there, taking it out. $2.30 win right there, 35. Now we hold a third again. So a nice little $3, $2.60 win or so there on Kodak. We believe in this trade. We take it. Now let's see what the downside is. So now we're just chilling, stone cold chilling right now in a $2 winner. This is what we do. You know what? Hell yeah, let's just do this right now. It's already fruit salad time. It's only 10:38. We're not even going to wait for this one. Normally we ask our beloved audience there, our trade of the day, who's there. Put it in your chat what you like. It looks like, again, today, I said it yesterday, blueberries are the champion in the fruit salad lately around here. So we'll have some blueberries. We'll have some melon. But, guys, congratulations. Anybody following me today, we've had Qualcomm $2 winners. Kodak right now, $3 in the money. NIO, we destroyed it. PayPal, we destroyed it. We're 4 for 4 on our stocks. We've made 97 trades today. Find a loser. You won't. That's how we do it. It's a banger of a day, guys. Wowee wooey. Hydration Nation.
Sorry, guys, 105 right here on Qualcomm. I am locked and loaded, ready to go at this level. I'm looking for a manual trade to the south side, but a breakout at that price is going to be in play. Let's see if it does do it here. It's trying to get through. I don't want it to go 1 or 2 cents and then snap right back. I want a definitive break because I'm looking for the possible failed break to the short side. Not going to say it, Rob. We got Brendan here. What do you have, buddy?
Another one, guys, not terribly exciting on the daily chart, but Beyond Meat, a little bit of a negative look today. Down 2%. Impossible Burgers now available available at Walmart stores. So a little bit of competition for BYND. Had a decent flush down to 122 on volume there. Trying to bounce back up to 124 now for BYND, guys.
Peloton also on the move here, but it looks like it is going to be the upside break for me. I've only shorted so far on Qualcomm. Now we're going to go into our first long trade of the day. We picked the bottom end as an out for that short, and then we got a little bit of a break-even trade to take some out when we noticed the trend was against us. I think here I'm not going to give it passing. I talked about this as a breakout style trade. We pull back and then reload. Yeah, that's only at about 104.80. If it doesn't want to do that, my first read off this level was wanting to fade it going into the bigger earnings this afternoon. And of course, anticipating that, I'm not likely to give this too much room. A lot of times this time of day, I'll give this one a little bit. Not this time, but I got to get you guys back over to Kodak just because I did get out in front of, we had a couple of ideas here on Kodak. One of them was, of course, 34. And Brendan said this, and I reiterated this on the break at 36. Hold the last quarter, get out in front of that 34 level at 34 quarters, so $1.70 trade. There were a few ideas I liked to the short side. The only one that came through was 36, so we do take that break. And then, within a matter of minutes, we're able to get our target. And again, sometimes you got to go to the higher time frame, but even better, when you have direct market access, you have the ability to look at a level 2, see where buyers and sellers might be congregating. That's one that we picked up in the afternoon by watching it all day long. I see not ready yet for sector watch, but Qualcomm holding the 105. No pullback to 104.80, so we're in the long and we're holding on. Now it's time for sector watch and Brendan.
I am here and waiting. Yes, let's have a look at the S&P 500, guys. 1.1% to the downside. Pretty red right across the board. You can see negative in most sectors today. Let's start with the energy group. Obviously, oil to the downside today. Apache with earnings, though, 15.6% to the upside. Kind of offsetting some of this, but still very negative for energy shares, obviously, with the rest of the entire group to the downside. There's Qualcomm, 11.6% positive territory. QRVO, we talked about that one as well. Another one in the semi group. AMD as well, 2.5%. Another 2.5% for AMD today to the upside. So semis helping to kind of offset the rest of this weakness in here. CTSH and PayPal also reported 5.5%, 2.9%. Everything else very negative. Material stocks, real estate group also in negative territory. There was, the consumer discretionary group. Some of the retailers back in negative territory. I mentioned that L Brands there, 4%. So helping to push to the downside. All about the banks today, though, when it comes to negativity. The entire group on that GDP number, especially getting pushed to the downside here. So take your pick. Every single one in this entire group in negative territory. That's what's making up most of that. Industrials also in negative territory here. There's a few earnings names helping to offset. UPS we mentioned. TXT and NOC as well. 4+% to the upside for both of those, but everything else very negative. FedEx getting a little bit of a pop from UPS, obviously. All-time highs for UPS, if you didn't miss that. 1.2%, guys, to the downside for the S&P. Back over to you.
All right, guys, we're just tweeting out this Kodak trade. Look, guys, this is why I don't need to trade like a maniac, and I'm not going to. This is a $4 win right there. It goes down to $33.50. We'll still wait for more. It's about patience. It's about discipline. I can't keep preaching that and put my name on trades that I don't want to put risk into. So right now, guys, until I find something, I'm only rolling with this Kodak trade. And with that being said, we'll give you some little levels right now. $36 maybe. Might come back to the upside. I still think this thing has a lot more room to come down. We'll wait to see today. I should check out that Robinhood tracker because I don't know what the list would be for today for Kodak, but a nice little flush down there. Maybe if we get to 33 again, I mean, hell, we're short 38. We should probably take a $5 winner. Watch out for this 33.50 level. If it comes down there, we'll take it out. But congratulations to anybody trading with me today. You've been a huge winner, including Qualcomm. Unfortunately, Qualcomm goes all the way up here to 105. We were calling highs up here, but you see where we were long, guys. 102.80s, and so now Qualcomm fading back in right now. Wow, big time fading back in here on Qualcomm. Maybe we'll take a long right around here, 104.20. But again, I don't want to take anything that I'm not certain about, guys.
Yeah, and that's why for me it was a tight stop on the break. I've only shorted Qualcomm, so I give it a little bit of room, only about 25 cents there. Which, look, it's not a lot. We're taking $1.50. Some of that is the time of day. The other half of it was my read was to the short side, so that was the better read for me off the open. I don't want to stick it too deep into the long. We had a read for the short in huge, and we've had one long trade in huge. That did not work. The short has been good. We took that 5 even break that just happened to the south side. I got slipped a 490. So for a $5 stock, you know, you're basically having to cross 10 cents. That's a lot of slippage. So factor that in if you're going to trade this name. I did take some out on the way down at the in front of the quarter. I'm now looking for 450 as a next target. This was a $3.74 stock that got to 12 in the pre-market and is doing everything it can to give it all back. And I'll try to be short when that does happen, if that does happen, of course. 450 next target. If that breaks, we'll probably look at the 4 quarter. I will definitely be flat in front of 4 even, no matter what does happen. And of course, we also have that IDEX, which has never really gone against us. The only problem with this, like I said, I should have had this short at 160. The preparation is an issue. Once I saw it make that top and identified that I wanted it, got to check for those locates. Able to get them and able to get it at 156. It's now below that 150, so we take some more shares off here. I'm looking for that 140 level. This is sort of the opening range bottom. If you want to throw out this sort of move to the upside, it did hold a pullback to 140. Next leg, I'll get some out there. That'll be that 10% return. If 140 breaks, I'll try to hold on to some of that for a 130 break to further to the downside. I like these slower moving ones to add to the fast-paced stocks. A lot of times I'll be in it all day long. I could cover this trade potentially like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that'll be perfectly fine. It's not going to tax you too much in terms of having to stress and worry about it. You got the level here at 160. You're short in front of it. You put some targets out. No problem, guys.
Okay, we're still looking for some names here. Shout it out if you want. What was TAOP? TAOP here. I haven't looked at that. Someone saying that that's replaced Robinhood here. Yeah, wow, 27 million. Come on, TAOP here. Let's load it up on the charts here. Up 2.16%. Okay, we'll see about that one. TAOP, nice little runner up to 10. We'll probably have to pay for shorts. I don't know. Do we even have shorts on this one? 857 to the downside. Ugh, I don't know anything about this stock. So guys, I apologize. I ain't going to trade that. Okay, AMD. Holy crow, AMD. $77. I was debating getting out of my 50 long, but I did not. Wow, that went to $78 today. AMD, guys, look at this. Up 1.5% when the futures are down 1.3%. You want to talk about a strong stock? This is that one. Maybe into a spot now to get in. NIO, we did destroy that one. Thanks for all the love on this name. I saw someone said, love you long time, NIO. It is NIO, of course, the company name, NIO, the ticker. We'll wait here. 1230 on the break side. Guys, I would honestly rather wait until this VWAP comes into place here, but we do have Brendan ready. What up?
Yeah, guys, if anybody's wondering, it's obviously not 2,000% on that TAOP. There was a 1 for 6 reverse split on that one, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's actually not a bad learning point. If you ever see something like that and it's like, that's too good to be true, that doesn't make any sense, chances are that's going to be true. So it's the same thing when you get a big volume spike and a stock starts going parabolic and you ask yourself, where's the news? And you can't find anything. My first assumption is I just haven't seen it yet. Not that there isn't any, and that's why you want to double down. You'll see Brendan do an awesome job of confirming with multiple sources when we have a big news story that comes in. But that's what it's all about, guys. You got to make sure you do your preparation. You don't want to overreact to anything. I want to get over to this EDSA, which I was going to say was starting to calm down a little bit, but another move to the downside here. It's stopped the whole halting every 2 seconds, and looks like it's about to break down towards 10 even. If 10 goes, I'm going to look for a short on this. It's already sort of made a move here. You can also look for this consolidation at 1250 to 13 on any pullback. We'll be shorting that as well. I just have a couple of shorts on. We got the huge and the IDEX. I might look for something else in Kodak, but the 3 trades I was looking for, only one of them came to fruition. We'll see what happens if it gets back to the upside maybe. Otherwise, I don't know where the bottom's going to be in Kodak. It's really hard to predict.
Yeah, we're $1.50 in the money on that one. We'll wait to see on that one. Good word, fruition there. Okay, AstraZeneca, $57.50. Thanks for bringing that out, whoever did. There, they said AZN. Where is that? I don't know. I thought I saw someone say that. But AstraZeneca, yeah, big holding of mine now in a longer-term spot. So we'll wait here, $57.50. Good report. I think they'll have the vaccine. I don't know. Who knows? There could be 3 or 4. There most likely will be. $57.50. We'll take that break on AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca. Some build up there, some consolidation here. We're above VWAP. I like it. Reasons to go upside today, so watch out for AstraZeneca. Bye-bye, Kodak. Let's just keep going, man. Downside, I'm not getting out of Kodak here until maybe even after the show. We'll see. I do think that $30. You know what? If it goes down to $30 and I can have an $8 winner, then maybe we'll take that. I thought I heard someone yelling, but I do not. Kodak down here, 33, 33.
I think just some excitement on the floor. Obviously, we have look. We don't have the full floor like we would in normal times, but a couple of traders here, so you might see some stuff in the background or hear it at least.
Yeah, keep it down, Greg.
It might be Greg back there. Looking into some shorts on that EDSA. Want to make sure we have some locates if it takes out that bottom. Of course, Kodak, that level we talked about 36. It's just rolling over at the same price again. I do feel like there's a shot in front of 37 if it does try to hold this consolidation. What would almost be more enticing is a fail break up, shaking a few people out that would get me back in. So I'm going to look out for that trade on Kodak. Like I said, I have huge. I do like that trade. HTBX is one that looks like a potential opportunity. It's again doing decent volume at 15 million. But look at this hard bottom at 227, and then again in the morning at 225. Now, this gets taken out, HTBX. I'm going to be all over the short on this name coming back in. It closed at this price. Basically, if it breaks this, there could be a bit of a move to the downside. You saw it hold all afternoon after a huge flush in the morning that we took advantage of. So made money shorting it yesterday. Now look if the bottom gets taken out on HTBX. Call it 2.25. I'll be going short.
All right. Yeah, I'm still looking at Kodak here, and that's the only name that we have on. We're still looking at AstraZeneca as well. I see someone asking about Softy, so let's do that. MSFT right now. Mr. Softy is in the building. I always change it here. When you guys ask me about a stock, we just don't go on one screen, right? We have multiple screens. So if you see me look over this way to my left, it's right here. Yeah, good job, guys. We're going to look to see some other analysis here on Softy if we can. 3 minutes, 12 minutes, and whatnot. Yeah, we're bouncing right now off VWAP. You can see right here. I mean, it's on my chart here. We're bouncing off VWAP, $200.65. 201 is a good break, obviously, to the long side. But this market getting faded out now. I talked about the earnings coming after market. Well, Brendan did. We all did. Big time today. It's not Softy, but they'll follow the rest. Microsoft off a little bit. Tech coming off. I would much rather short it, man, on the downside here than take longs right now. In this market, I think we probably fade out the rest of the afternoon. So I would look for a short. You can even use this as an out. $200.65. But again, guys, I'm doing so well today that I don't know if I want to do anything right now on some of these names unless I get a great read, and Microsoft wouldn't be one of them. I do like that AstraZeneca.
We'll go to the hot dog action. I haven't done it today yet, but another leg to the downside. I did mention, of course, if it gets to 4, I'll be all flat, but take it off in front of the 3/4. Take it off in front of the 450. Then we'll look to take the last third, probably around that 425 range. If it does consolidate, I'm much more likely to get out in some consolidation on this name. Again, I don't know where the bottom is going to be, but just remember 374 was the previous close, so you can always peg to that if you like, if you're riding with this short trade. We started it and have taken several shorts, starting at about 650 on the break. I had one at 5 even as well. A couple of shots at that one to the short side, but money talks. We've made some here today. Let's see if we can't go to Brendan at the big screen.
There we go. That was a little bit better. Let's have a look at some of the currency markets so far today, guys. We had U.S. dollar weakness big time. I just brought up the index here, DXY, the U.S. dollar index. Recent lows. This is a 30-minute chart. So this has had decent move from June through July to the downside. Just broke 93.5 on the U.S. dollar index to the downside. The GDP number this morning, historic decline on the Q2 GDP. That's the first look, obviously, for that number. Obviously, that Trump tweet as well, applying a little bit of pressure to the U.S. dollar currency as far as everything else compared to it, back to the downside today as well. Canadian dollar 74.3 today, down 0.8%. The euro, the British pound, still hanging on to a bit of a gain here, 0.4%. Was a lot higher than that earlier, 0.6%, 130.5 for the pound. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, opposites today, really not doing a heck of a lot though. Both Australia and New Zealand to the downside today. You can see 0.9%. For the Aussie, 71.2. New Zealand, about the same, 0.6%. Bitcoin, yeah, holding above 10,000 nicely. Actually, it was above 11,000, but we have broken that back down to the downside. 10,986 there for Bitcoin, Ethereum, 318, both in negative territory today, guys. Back over to you.
Yeah, I was actually been trading a little bit of GBTC here today. That's the Bitcoin. If you're looking at pink sheets, not super profitable. A couple shorts here. Now it's bouncing around. So if you did like that stock, you can trade. That's an easy way to get into BTC, which is Bitcoin. Okay, good little look there. Yeah, it's a bit on fire. So is Ethereum. Actually, the Ethereum pink sheet symbol is ETHE. So let's have a look quickly at the Ethereum symbol here. This is the problem with it. It's down 10% today. And look at this, the spread, $2. So no mas for this guy. We'll tap out of that one and not look at that. But right here, Kodak, man, I mean, this was a $5 winner. We didn't take it. I think we're getting a little bit rose-colored glasses here, thinking that, this stock could drop all the way back down to like in the teens again. I think it will do that at some point. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but look, I'm not going to give investment advice on this stock because I have no idea. I'll have plenty of advice for other names, but Kodak right here could just fade right back in through. So just be careful, guys. If you're on margin and things like that, we saw what happened yesterday when Kodak touched $50, $59. This is here yesterday. Halt. This is people getting blown out of their accounts. So you got to be very, very careful with Kodak. Touched $61 or $60 yesterday before coming back down to life. So watch out for Kodak. You do have a bounce bottom here of 28. So I mean, look, if I can have a $10 winner, I'll take it. But right now, waiting on Kodak and waiting on AstraZeneca.
Yeah, I just got a little bit of this APA here. It made a nice little bounce higher low here off the open, and then made a test of the high, that opening range top, failed shy of that, maybe by about a few cents here. So in that consolidation, I'm going to quickly jump in, see if we can get a VWAP retrace out at the high of day, which is going to be a reversal to the long side. Sometimes you might not catch that bounce through the top until a little bit later on. We have an hour to go in the show, so it is possible APA we could see that break, maybe at 1, 2 o'clock. You never really know about those things. But I do want to get back over to a couple of other trades. We do, of course, have HTBX. I just mentioned very, very briefly a few seconds ago at that 2-quarter. Big flush, so it took out the bottom. I'm going to jump into this trade. Now, this is only a 5-cent move here, right? So it goes down to like 225, down to 220 on that little flush. I'm willing to take shares anywhere in this range. See if it can't make that move back towards 2 even, where it did have a little bit of support. So we're now into HTBX to the short side. I find myself only short, huge short, IDEX in the money, APA we just got into. I'm going to look for another opportunity in Kodak, but I'm going to pick my spots in that very, very carefully. Like Sean said, you got to watch out for that name and how volatile it's been. When it does come to that huge trade, I did get another leg out in front of 450. So now we are holding only for 450 to go. And when that does, I'll get up somewhere between, somewhere in that 4 to 425 mark, or wherever it happens to consolidate, guys.
Okay, so your boy got into something finally, AstraZeneca there. We were waiting for it to break through 50, but maybe we got a little bit of a gift here, dropping down to 57, giving us a nice little VWAP trade backside right now. So you can take it with me right now if you want it, 57.25. But guys, I mean, this is off earnings today, and we've moved like from 80 up to, we've moved like 60 cents today on AstraZeneca. So that's why this is not going to have high expectations for this trade. If we can get back into the 40s or 50s and take, I know it sounds ridiculous, but take 15, 20 cents on AstraZeneca, we'll do it. The day's range, guys, today, bottom, I mean, if we go top to bottom here, that's 80 to 50 on the other side. So you have a 70-cent range today on AZN. So if I can take half of that range, we'll do it. So let's see if it can get back upside, 57.50 or so. Right now in the money, but it doesn't really matter. 3-cent spread. Let's wait to see. We'll put some orders up here, 57.40, and see if we can't capture AstraZeneca. And I know we keep talking about Bodak yellow. If you know what that is, that's good. But this is Kodak right now, 35.80, 35.60. I mean, we could take it out here for $1, but we want way more than that. This was a $3 win. We'll wait to see if we can't take more on Kodak right now. And then we got this AstraZeneca on. I'll check back here quickly on JP Morgan for you guys. I know Marlon and a few of our viewers had a big winner off this one up to VWAP. Probably a good spot to take it out. It's faded back, and guess what's happening right now? It's setting up again, 96.32 here, guys, on JP Morgan.
Yeah, of course. I just have 3 shorts on here, but I was just checking in on Boeing. Fell under some pressure yesterday, but again today, pushing towards the downside here, this 160.50 area, 160 even if you want to look at that as well. But just sort of looking at the higher time frame, just jumping back, it's already sort of pushing below yesterday's low. If the floodgates were to open to the downside in the market here, I'd be watching out for Boeing through this 160.50-ish bottom for potential break. And at any rate, I'm certainly going to be looking at that double top. If it even tries to climb back above and then rolls over at previous day's low, 162, I think it's another way to get into the short. You can see what's happened. Like I said, under pressure yesterday. Kind of an understatement. I think that goes without saying. $10 move to the downside. So Boeing, once again, shorting, looking like it's going to be good for you. I'm watching a 160 even level to the downside. I don't have a long here yet, and the market's trying to climb up. I got to find a little something to the other side if I do.
I got two longs now. JP Morgan right here, 33. So we took that break as we thought we would. We're only going to give this one kind of Neil style down here to 96, a 30 cent or so risk down here. 96, 04, 05. We'll probably just give it a 96 break. Call it what that is. AZN goes in the money for us up to 35. Nice little 10 cents. We're actually waiting a little bit higher than that. So let's see if that one can come through. And there goes Kodak. Looks like that one wants to rip up to the upside now. Straight goods. We'll be out of Kodak soon if we do get that 37.50 break, but big time move upside there on Kodak. $2 plus. That's why we're out of 2/3. We'll drop the other one for a slight winner if it does come through, but right now we're hoping and waiting for that to go. Only positions that you really need to worry about: JP Morgan long, 96.30, and AstraZeneca long, 57.25, 26 right now. Thank you so much, Mr. Wolf, for that. David Wolf right now. Thank you so much for that, becoming a member. We're on fire, needless to say, guys.
I think we got time for, it's 11 o'clock already. I mean, time does fly, guys. It's ready for the European update. Let's go to Valeria at the big screen.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is all in red today. Germany is down 4.01%. Britain is down 2.81%. France is down 2.63%. Spain is down 3.43%. And Russia is down 1.23%. French car maker Renault fell 7% after reporting record net loss of 1.3 billion euros in the first half of the year. That's all with the Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Thank you, Ms. V, and I'm going to keep people updated on this trade as well. AZN back in the money, 10 cents. We'll see if we can take a little bit off here. We're using direct market access right now, so it's not a problem for us to share size up, take the trade, and here we go. And bang, there's another chicken dinner winner for you guys. All we're doing right now is literally stacking the cash right now. So you're going to see small winners being taken out, but all we're doing is stacking up this cash. 4 for 4 on board right now. AZN, nice trade rate, still moving to the upside. You're welcome. Nice trade there, AZN, good trade. Oh yeah, and by the way, JP Morgan, oops, we did it again. You guys want the winners. I told you, be patient. Stick with me. Look what's happening right now. JP Morgan, 20 cents to the upside. Ho-hum, just another day for your boy. Brendan, what up?
A little IPO just opened, guys. Little therapeutics company, ALVR, about 275 million on the IPO here. So ALVR on the NASDAQ opened at 20. This candle is actually wrong, but it opened at $20 here, moving southbound at this point, guys.
Yeah, obviously it did not trade at zero at any point, but yeah, look, the chart's going to be useless for you there. So opening to now trading to the downside. Look at some levels. If you find anything in terms of a bid, fair enough. But look at this level too. Look at this. Lack of liquidity is probably the word I want to use here. This is not going to be very exciting for me. If I see someone pop up here on a bid at some point or a breakout where a big seller gets broken, maybe at that 21 high or back at 19 or 20, there might be something into this trade, but wow, that's not very sexy at all. APA just reversed to the long side there, but there was a, and I was going to show you this level too if it was there. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it. There was a seller for a couple 100,000 shares that just got broken at 37, so I'm reversing to the long on the high-end break. Gonna have to get through 1650 first, of course, so APA now up 20%, but a big-time seller just got broken, flashing a 250,000 shares at 1642. They just got taken out, guys.
I'm not even going to tweet anything else out, guys. I mean, these are just monster wins happening right now. 23 cents on JP Morgan. Take it out there at 50. We're long 96.33. You can see the positions at the bottom. That's what we have right now. And they're both big time wins for this time of day. We gave you these trades. I told you we'd be patient. That's what happens when you put your mind to something. You look for the right trades. And now we have them all on board. Just look down below. You see the winners there. We're cashing them in. We're at the highest spot again. It's trophy time. We lifted again. 3 negative days in July, 3 or 4 in June. It's been a monster for us. We're just going crazy. Can't wait for August to come, guys. This market has been fantastic. And we joked about it today that there'd be nothing to trade. And yeah, we're wrong on that one. Tons of stuff to trade here today. Big time moves happening. There goes JP Morgan, 22 cents. 20 cents on AZN as well, to the upside there as well. But there goes Kodak, our loser right there. We have nothing. We're AZN winner today. JP Morgan winner. Kodak winner. NIO winner. PayPal winner. Qualcomm winner. And we ain't traded anything else. So there you go. Big time wins. Thanks for the love, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the show.
There's 37.50 breaking on Kodak. I was looking for a top break and then a fail back to the downside, maybe shake some people out for a nice little short opportunity. Look, I'm probably not going to end up long at any point in this name. I can probably stick with that. I've only been shorting it 1 long trade in 3 days, and it was a very quick in and out for a few seconds. But I really need to see it start to come back in. Like I said, shake those guys out that might have been looking for a long breakout or holding out all this entire time. I think if it gets back below that 37, which it looks like it might want to do, then starts to worry some traders there, I might take a shot at this one shorting. But again, I'm not going to chase this. I'm going to pick my spot here. I want to see some consolidation below this 37.50 to give it a real failed break feel. Of course, that APA just broke 16.50 to the upside, so I started that trade on a 42 break. I added some here at the top. My average price is going to end up 46, 47 as it starts to work to the upside, but a big seller got broken. Let's hope they're looking to cover soon because that'll be to my advantage. It's the only long I got on. Still short HTBX, huge, and IDEX. I was looking at Anheuser-Busch or Bud. It was forming a bit of a bottom. I didn't want to be bottom picking on this day. The market is sliding to the upside, but puts in a higher low of 57. Now trying to break through, if you go to yesterday's action, what was this little previous top on yesterday, that was the actual higher low at 57 even. So not a bad place to go long in front of. I might take one shot here in Bud, but Brendan, what do you got?
On a little one, guys, from the volume list, just popping up here. Shift Pixie, Pixy, just popping up here to 550 on a big volume spike. They launched a new product suite. They're in the promotional side of business. But Pixy doing some volume here, 7.3%, guys.
Yeah. I mean, look, I just can't keep, I mean, I could just keep going on and on about the kind of day that we're having right now, but look at JP Morgan, right back to VWAP. We are back, baby. It's floss time, and we just keep on getting wound out here. No LFT, huge day for us today. We told you that we wouldn't take anything. We don't, I don't, every single trade that I put on, I have to put my name on that trade, right? So that's the thing. I'm not just going to sit there, average in to trades that I don't believe in. This was a good one here on JP Morgan. We gave it to you here, Marlon. You took it. Now it's here. We'll take it out right now at VWAP. This is a 40-cent win on JP Morgan. This is right now a 30-cent win on AstraZeneca. We took it early. Now it's back up to that spot that we like. Maybe we'll take a little bit more out, but it's party central over here, and it's home run nation for us today. The Blue Jays kind of sucked last night, but good pitching, man. 0-0 in extra innings, but then that reliever Yamaguchi there kind of screwed that one up.
He's not a good reliever here. He's failing as hard as my 1-minute chart, which is crashing over and over again, so it's going to be out of commission here. I just wanted to quickly show you APA did take that top off. I'll try to zoom in here. We have multiple screens that we have to try to show you on the show. I did take some out at 1660. It was a 15-penny win there, of course, on the 42 break that we had, 45s long into 62. I'm going to hold some of the shares to probably 1675. Look for a pullback opportunity. APA starting to make some moves to the upside. You did see that top end break. This is what I'm talking about here. It's an opening range, not a pre-market top break to the upside. We got this one on 75 next target, of course, and then 17 even. I'll see if I can't fix that 1 minute to show you a little bit better here, guys.
All right. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm super high energy, guys, but right now, well, we're still high energy, but we'll just relax, chill back, and, you know, I got all the winners on right now. I think Neil probably does as well, but for right now, 57.50, AstraZeneca to the top side. We'll wait to see if it can break through there. I may take another piece off right now, just because it's bouncing here. We've bounced a couple times at 50, so I think it's worth taking another piece off. We do have 60% still to the tall side on this one. JP Morgan's breaking through, so we are going to hold that one. JP Morgan, great trade for sure. Hit me up, guys, on Twitter. I'll drop it for you. We always tweet stuff out. If you want to ask me any questions, drop it. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. Thank you for joining on board. Over 5,600 now followers to go on Twitter. So thank you so much for that love and that support. And I guess you love the winners, so keep coming back. I'm here tomorrow and all next week. So vacation later in August. But for now, we are live and we are crushing it with you guys. Hope you're enjoying the show. It's been a big one. Lots of winners.
You guys are going to want to be patient on some of these plays. It is getting to that 11 o'clock. It's past 11 o'clock, getting into noon here. I still look at the EDSA. Now, I don't have locates on this one. I know I'd love to be shorting it, and we've been sort of chasing this one all the way down in terms of ideas. But 10 even, a double bottom got put in. If you are holding the long, I would be all over that short break when it happens. This is a $5 stock, which is still, despite the 50% pullback, still up over 100%, guys. So there's plenty of room for it to come back into the downside. So I'd be very wary of that if I was hanging on to that long. If you're in the money, maybe take it out at that 10. Take the profit where you can. I'd be going short if I could. Gonna keep checking for those locates. Sometimes we can get them later on in the day. It's worth it to pay for it for me because I think we're gonna have some serious downside potential. The next stop on a 10 break, you had some chop at 8 even. I think you can get a $1.50 winner on that trade. Relatively easy, guys. But that's EDSA. If you're holding that one long, watch out for that 10. I don't like it whatsoever. When it comes to Kodak, it just broke back above 38. So like I mentioned, the only thing that I'm looking for here is going to be to the short side trade. And so until I see it start to roll over and test 36, there's not going to be anything there for me. We're going to hang on to huge, which is in the money for us. HTBX will take some shares in front of VWAP. If it ever breaks that, you just take it off. Yesterday, you stuck to the guns. I was short that all day long in EDX. But Kodak here, it's going to test this next level at 39. If it rolls shy of that, then we'll jump into a short trade with a 39 area stop. Hard stop, don't know if I like an even area. It's not going to be a good way to trade that. It's a little too obvious and you'll get chopped up and the algos will just rip you apart if you had those even area stops. So I want to see it roll at 39. We'll jump into a short in front of that. That's the only way I'm getting into Kodak.
Guys, you guys want advice? You guys want any questions? Put it on the chat now. We are just going to chill out right now. We got a JP Morgan long. You guys know that one. What up? We got the long now, 45 cents in the money. It's just chill time right now for me. AstraZeneca, look at this chart, guys. Breaking out right now to the upside. 57.55 coming through. This is a 1 minute chart. We've dumped them up here. This is just chill town right now for me. The future's busting out. Oh, yeah. Look at you, JP Morgan. How are you doing? 96.30 all the way upside. Let's see if we can break 97. The money continues to pour in here, and this is what we're doing. Trader goats, yeah, you can say that again. We just keep getting to the upside here. Again, only 3 negative days this month for yours truly, and we'll keep that today. There will be no giving this money back, as right now you can see we're just in chill zone right now. As JP Morgan getting to 97, 52 cents now in the money, guys, on JP Morgan. Hey, what's up? Yeah, good little setup there. We're just chilling out. What up to Hydration Nation? Hope you guys are enjoying the show. It's 11:12. Again, part of it is discipline, right? If I don't see a trade coming through, we're just not going to make one. We already have monster winners on board right now. We've done so well today, but that's it. We're just taking a 5-minute break. Thanks for enjoying it with me. I guess back to you, Neil.
I'm going to look at this blink here. It just broke above VWAP and is giving a retracement. Higher low got put in. We already made our best trades in blink were in the pre-market, and then we sort of sat this one out all except for one little short at that 1175 area. So I'm going to take a shot here. If we can hold VWAP in front of 1240, maybe give it to 12 even. This one might make a run at the high of day. If you take this type of trade, at least for me as a day trader, I'm thinking get out in front of the top, not even expecting it to break past that 1350. From here, that's about $1, which is a good return, but I think it's asking a lot to get it back up to that 1380 price. That's always going to be another trade in and of itself. So going to take a shot to the long side. We've only been going really short on Blink, but now going to jump in to a long in front of VWAP. Brendan, what do you have for us?
One just popping up here, guys. True on the NASDAQ. Big time volume spike there through 350. Continuing to go here as well. So buying coming into True Car. Going to look into this one, guys.
All right, guys, the bank is open and now closed with a nice win there. We are out now of JP Morgan. We take it out. Just worried about this 97. We're back here now. Like you said, and I see you guys on the chat. Yeah, look, you gotta trade breaks, guys, on this move, and then broke right through here. 96.30 to the upside. Now moving here. We'll give it a rest to 97, and we'll see. I mean, maybe it goes through, maybe it doesn't. Good out here on AstraZeneca. As now it's coming back down. We're out of 60% of those trades, but right now it's fading back in. Put AstraZeneca back up here so you can see it. Fading back down. We'll watch it. We'll get out for flat if it breaks back down now through 57.25 or so, and just count those chickens because they've already hatched and we've already made that money on AZN. Perfect day continues, guys.
One last chicken to hatch on huge here. And again, I've been riding this little short here, and I know Brennan had a fantastic look off that 650 in the pre-market. Got the 5 break as my last trade at 490, and then just sort of waiting for it to break down back past that 450, which just happened. Next target, of course, is the quarters. 374 was previous bottom. Now, of course, because of how high it was, this chart's going to look a little ridiculous because it just went 650 to 4 even. But it's starting to consolidate at least a little bit and slow down its momentum. That's not much of a concern, but I will adjust my stop here. I will be going not break even anymore. I will not have my stop at 5 even. I'm going to go probably to this 470 area, lock in at least 20 cents. So now it'll come down, and if it either gives me a 50 to 70 cent win or a 20-cent win. So it's already in the money, but the last third, I want to make sure I lock in that profit for huge. I don't want the winning to turn into a losing trade. Obviously, can't do that, but still, when it starts to run this deep, it's a $5 stock. And if you're staring at a 50-cent win on it, at some point you have to adjust your stop, not give it all the way to break even. That's reckless at lunchtime, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that. Blink, bouncing the upside here. I did get that long in front of VWAP at 1245, and I will have it off in front of the high of day, 1350 or 1380, wherever it happens to turn. I'm going to jump out of it. 50 cents in the money now, but I don't want to get greedy, not at lunchtime, guys.
Yeah, do not get greedy and do not get reckless right there. So, yeah, the bank is open there on JP Morgan as we do wind up getting out of that one at the top here. We'll see if it breaks through 97. We'll just keep talking about that one to see what happens. Qualcomm's been destroyed today. Great trade. Obviously would have loved to have waited for 105 there, but that's not my style. Again, when you take a decent amount of shares and it runs like this for you, I tend to take it out probably a little too early on that one, especially because we saw this level right here. This was the problem for me, 103.60. I just didn't think it was going to break it, but eventually, a couple ups and downs from here, so forced us to get out, and thank God we held for 104.25 there before busting out another dollar on that name. So here we go again. AstraZeneca, we're giving it to 57.25 on the break. It's 11.16 right now, and we're just kind of cruising right here, waiting to see.
I might have just got psyched out. Well, I'm going to see if this is going to be the case here on Blink. We took that long, of course, basing out in front of VWAP. Look, it was a bit of a pivot point too at that 1240. I got 45s with the entry. I said it might test that 1350. I'd be out shy. We take 50 cents on it or 40 cents on it at 85 when maybe we could have got 20 cents more. But we did. I do see a seller here, stacking it up at 13 even. And if this gets pushed back down to 1240, it gives me the option to reload at least and not have that winner turn into a loser. So I'll just jump out of the trade. I might get another shot at it if that seller simply pulls and it was a fake order. It is what it is. This is a time of day where if I was, I'm in the money, a winning trade's a winning trade, but I'm not going to sit there and if it's legitimate, just stare that 40 cents and throw it away. BLNK has been a sort of not a difficult trade, but a very, very whippy action on the day, and I want to stay positive on it here. I think we'll get another crack maybe at this level in a few minutes here to go long one more time, and then that'll be the right decision, I think, risk-reward standpoint at 11 o'clock.
57.60, that's where we had a runner up here to the upside on this name, AstraZeneca. Okay, what else you guys want to look at? How about Facebook? Actually, let's just check out Apple. Apple reports after market today. And yeah, Callaway, I hope you had that. You were looking to go long. We gave you 375 in the pre-market there. I hope you had that, Callaway. If you didn't, there was a couple other ins you could have had here. 376.57. I do expect them to beat like crazy today, so we'll see. Again, I think they'll beat. I don't know what the price action will be on the beat. We talked about why. I already gave you reasons why I think Apple should be a strong one. We'll see them after earning or after market today. Let's check out on Google. Am I hearing Brendan?
Yeah, Brendan.
Just checking on Party City. It's actually next week for earnings on Party City, but it's been an active one the past couple of days here, moving from just below $1.30 there all the way up to $1.80 today. So a nice look again today for Party City, just popping up. There you go. Yeah, volume coming in once again to Party at day highs, guys.
Another volume spike in this TAOP, whatever. I'm not going to come up with a good nickname for this one, so I'll choke through that several times today. It's done a ridiculous amount of volume. It's about to hit 50 million mark to the upside. And what's interesting to me is every single pullback is getting bought up rather heavily here, guys. So, you're looking at this. I'm looking at this for the afternoon as a pivot at about 10. This is where the most chop happened to happen. So if we get a push back and then maybe range out in the afternoon, then have a break to the downside, that's what I would be looking for on this name. It's had several halts on the way up. I'm not necessarily going to be buying the top on this. I don't have too much interest in doing that, but I'm going to be watching for maybe the 10 even area. Not a hard stop, because you do see it test through that level several times. So I want to see it consolidate, maybe on a pullback of a few dollars here at 10 even, and then look for a push to the downside, and then jump into some short opportunities there. So you got to pick your spots. I think it's a bit reckless to sort of just buy anything at the top at 11. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I know everyone's interested, and I see a lot of people talking about it in the chat. I want to thank some of the new members for coming in. I did notice this, and I might take a play here in SRNE. Sorrento, I was looking at 8 even as a pivot. It has now bounced one time and sort of having some trouble sliding above it. So I will be looking for a break of 8 to the downside and then have a stop order to go short if that is the case. Of course, I did mention a couple of positions we do have on. Huge, yes, IDEX. I am not going to get out of this one. It's very binary for me at this point in IDEX. Again, it is sort of consolidating at this low, but when you're in the money on a 156 short like this, look, it takes a one step down, breaks this level here at 150. We get some shares out, it consolidates, get out at the bottom again. It's either going to break 140 for me here and give me the bigger winner in the last little quarter here, or it's going to come all the way back up to this 150, 156 area. So if it breaks VWAP, I'll be out and it'll still be a winner. Otherwise, you're looking for the home run. If I got to hold it all day long, I will do that. It's just not moving very much. It's not very likely to scare me at any point. And if it does, I have my stop locked and loaded to lock in profits on the event that it does break VWAP here, guys.
Okay, that's good. A good call there, I guess. AZN, IDEX. I have to look at that. I have to look at that in huge. We will get into that one. AZN, we're still giving it all the way to the downside. Oh, one stock that I wanted to look at here again was PayPal, just to check back on that name. 192 and change. It looks like we may get there. And what I did want to bring up here also was Callaway. I'm with you, man. And actually, I'm going to give you a big confetti for this response here, because see, you have to trade the risk that you're going to throw down, right? So the dollar amount I was trying to enter with wasn't going to go, right? And that's exactly the same way that I trade Callaway. So I think you're learning about that, and I hope that you are. Anyways, that's the right kind of talk. You got to make sure that, look, if you're just going to dabble in something and use like 10 shares, 100 shares, something like that, that's one thing. But if you're actually going to put on real money, then you need to have some real nice spots. And that's why I do like that 375 for you. And it doesn't even matter the price levels that we're talking about. I just love the discipline there. And that's fantastic. Like I said, I sort of pride myself on the amount of discipline that I have. So that's fantastic. Good answer there, Callaway. And thank you so much for that answer. It means a lot. Pretham 7, where's Pretham 6? But we'll wait to see on that one. Thank you so much for that new membership. We are putting the show on for you guys. Anybody that's new to the show, it's $5 a month. You'll get all the warnings. You'll get everything coming through. Join us up for $5 a month, the best deal in town.
Yeah, I mean, even for membership, it is that, but it's also free to get a little bit of education as well. And we talk about some of these videos that we put up on our Market Wisdom channel. One of them today, and of course, we do have the big four coming through when it comes to tech earnings, and we're talking about earnings reports. What to look at, how to break it down, just a little bit of an intro. Of course, it's timely being in the thick of things here with the big earnings coming through. But check out our Market Wisdom page. Valeria will be dropping that link. And of course, look, drop comments in there, tweet at us if there's a video you want us to do, something you want us to go over, or something brand new that we haven't covered at all. Just drop that hint. We try to do all of that for you when we can. Speaking of which, we need to get you some more Valeria in your life. Let's go to the big screen.
Hey guys, welcome to the Trading Fashion Show. So we've got some new merch products now, and we would love to show you how to order, and so you just can check it out. So you would go to our homepage, you would go to the store. Oh, by the way, check it out, we have a new banner. Isn't that cool, guys? Write in the comments how do you like that. So, and here you can see shelf with a lot of cool products. So guys, now we have face masks and iPhone cases. So if you would want us to make cases for different phone models, please write on the comments what phone do you have. So let's go to the mask, because nowadays it's very relevant and it's mandatory to wear masks. We have two colors, black and white. And it's very convenient because you can wash them and wear multiple times. Well, guys, you just choose quantity. I would order a lot, to cart, proceed to checkout, and that's it. It arrives, you make a picture, post on social media, we retweet it, and all happy, guys. Please write in the comments what would you want us to make also. That's all for now, and back to traders.
Very
yeah,
nice.
I want to quickly update here. I just saw a bit of size against me on Huge. Not gigantic, but it's big enough to get my attention here. I was checking out VBIV. I saw someone ask me about it. I haven't looked at it at all today, so I'm not going to go willy-nilly and give you an opinion on a stock that I literally have not checked. I haven't been following it. I see a big move in it, but someone looking like they're either trying to scare it upside on Huge. I got the 490 short on 50 cents in the money, and I wanted to give it to that 425 area, but might have to start thinking about taking it off and moving my stop one more time. I'm going to move it to 450 from 470. A bit of a buyer, and if they're legitimate, I want to lock in at least a 40-cent win on that name. And if it goes down and gives us a 60 or 70, great. It's the point of the day where, as opposed to putting in a trailing stop that just says if it comes back 20 cents from any point, I like to pick my spots on the trail. I'm going from 470 to 450 now in Huge, just because I saw a bit of a buyer trying to pump this up.
All right. PayPal, still the same thing. AstraZeneca, still the same thing, and not much else happening. We said we'd look at Facebook here for you, as Facebook now making the move back to the upside. Look at the futures, man. It's hard to hold these things down. They were down 31.95 before ripping back to the upside now. So we'll wait to see on Facebook. They were on Capitol Hill yesterday. We saw Zuck doing his thing. 130 232, not 132, 232. Facebook near all-time highs, but still a little off. 245, we're talking about 250 it bounced off of, but whatever. I don't think we'll get back there for a little bit now. But Facebook, this is a 1-minute chart. Let's break it down to a 3, see if we have any more luck with that one as we go. 3-minute chart here on Facebook. Yeah, giving us 234 as a level. We're well off anything that I can really see here. Yeah, some consolidation there. I don't know, not much on Facebook. Softy, we can check that out again as well. Trying to find some trades for you.
You know what?
Yeah,
I like
ahead.
this idea. So a couple of times here I was talking about seeing a buyer in level 2, or sometimes you'll actually notice it on the time and sales here. In Callaway, one of our fantastic members. That's a great idea for a video. I think just as a brief sort of a brief starter here. I happen to be looking at Boeing here, so it's not that I saw anything in particular. The first thing is, if you're looking at a time and sales, you might actually want to consider at times having more than one. I know some traders like to filter out some of these smaller prints, and then it's easier to see the bigger orders come through, the bigger buyers or sellers. So that would be my first suggestion. If you've never done that, have a couple of time and sales up, one that might filter out some of these little partial 1 share, 10 shares, especially on some of the big boys, just so you can see the bigger prints coming through, and it's easy easier to read that way. And the level 2, you might not have to do that, but the time and sell is definitely a good place to start when it comes to finding those buyers and sellers. I hope that answers a bit of your question. Great idea for your video. We'll do that at some point. Brandon, what do you got?
Little one, let's go back to small cap world, guys. RFP, little Canadian pulp and paper company, reporting a surprise profit versus an expected loss out before market this morning, you can see. So a nice move up to 450, but just broke downside again. So it was holding $4 there as support, just broke downside on RFP, guys.
Yeah, it does look like AMD's mooning here. We'll look at that stock. Thanks, Brendan. Yeah, this stock is nuts. AMD just, I mean, look at this from the morning, just straight upside and not even worrying about anything else. It does stop a little bit here on that futures move down. We did talk about that. But then now making a base of operations down there at 77.28. That would have been a great little long. Now breaking out another 3% to the high side here for AMD. I don't know if anything's going to stop this stock. Just wants to keep on going to the upside, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be end of the story for me, and we'll tweet this one out on Huge. I did just mention that buyer and turning around at 450 on my stop. Look, someone just sort of stepped up here in the level 2, and this was not something I saw on the time and sells. This was legitimately just it rounding out that bottom in front of that 4.25, and someone just showing 40,000 shares and a couple of orders on the bid, and then stacking it there. And ultimately, if it's already extended to the downside and you got a nice winner on, I mean, how far is it really going to come back? If I zoom back out so you guys can see. I started shorting Huge at 640. I had one dip into the long, which lost for me, but this was at $12 in the pre-market, and it's just been sliding the whole time. At some point, it's going to find itself a bottom, and not going to pretend that I know exactly where it's going to be. So you catch those shorts, you got to take profit, especially at lunchtime. That buyer, a good enough reason for me to take it out and maybe throw away 10, 15 cents when you're catching 40. That's not the end of the world there, guys. So Huge is done in the short term. I still have a couple of shorts on in HTBX, which I'm shorting all the way in front of VWAP here. And again, this worked out for me a couple of ways. Both doing this trade in front of VWAP when it finally broke the bottom. But also, I had this one yesterday when it had this failed break at the top. Now, if this had happened at 9:35 instead of at 9:28, I'd probably make this entry. But because it happened pre-market, I do miss out on that trade. I don't love those when they happen right before the open on a small cap like this. If it rolls over early, I'll have it. If it rolls over a couple of minutes after the open, I'm likely to have that at well. 929, 928. My personal track record doing that is terrible, so it was a good entry here, obviously. I'm just not going to catch it because it's against my personal rules. You have to track your own results, and if you stink at doing something, which is me, a minute taking these plays a minute before the open, I'm not going to do that, even if it looks like a great setup. Gotta have a plan. You gotta have some rules. Gotta know what you're good at and what you're bad at. And for me, 929 in a small cap, not the best entry point.
Yep, no, and that's, yeah, good little talk there. Good lesson learned. Same thing for me. I tend to not have as much success when we do take pre-market trades. So watch out for that. But there's a lot of strategies out there, like Neil was mentioning, that can give you that win. I did see on the chat that Qualcomm just made a move down. Yeah, it did a little bit anyways. It tried to break through VWAP. That's kind of where I like it. 103.50 stopped on a dime there at 103.50. So if Qualcomm wants to take out 103.50, then we will be a part of that one. It's 11:30. Thank you so much today, guys. Hit that like and hit that subscribe. Not sure how many we're at right now, but we like to get 1,000. We've had a good, decent flow of watchers today, so thank you again for that continued support on board. And that's what we're trading today. A few different names for me, and me and Neil trading different names today. But for me, JP Morgan, AstraZeneca, PayPal is still, guys, my #1 stock. And yeah, what Neil mentioned there before, or maybe it was Brendan, but we put up what's coming up, right? And I think earnings reports, very, very important. Breaking down their reports. We have a bunch of shows up listed that or I guess segments that we talk about these videos, and they're for free. So if you guys can come over and support, that'd be great. That's what PayPal was for us today. PayPal earnings beat. We loved it. Taking out the top there. We talk all about that on our videos. Join us on our Market Wisdom page. Qualcomm, my second highest stock today, also on an earnings play. Take the long. What up, Beep?
PRPO, guys. Just saw Ethel brought this up. Hi, Ethel. How are you? Good to see you on the chat. Yeah, PRPO. Just double checking on this one. Big time spike here and a halt, obviously, on volatility. But PRPO, gonna look for news on this one, guys.
And there was a comment on here like, why is Valeria the only one smiling? I'm gonna throw Lucas under the bus for that one. Look, I'm a trader. Hosting is even new here. I don't know how we're supposed to pose for these things. And he's like, strike like a badass pose, and gave us an example, and we did it. And I don't know what instruction Valeria got. I think it looks fantastic. Let us know what you think of the banner. I actually think it looks great. The quality is great. I mean, our team does a little bit of everything here, whether it's the production crew. Valeria, I think it's good that you're smiling in the picture.
I mean, there's a reason why she's smiling.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see the smile there. Great look, obviously, as we go. Just made a little bit of a mistake on AstraZeneca. Meant to look at it, hit enter, and then got out of half of what we have left there. So we're not going to celebrate that, but it's a 10-cent win. Okay, we're still holding the rest. That's the only position I have on is AstraZeneca. Again, guys, I love the community here. We'll continue to be part of that. That Precipio, yeah, good little look there. We'll get to that in a minute. New member alert. Rob Portelli Jr., what's up? Say hello to Senior. Car 350, what's up as well? And then Justin Bieber. No, just joking. If that was Justin Bieber, I'm pretty sure Valeria would lose her mind right there. But thank you, Justin, Car, and Rod for joining the fun there. Big time. Thank you so much. We love that all of you guys are aboard and that you're having a good time with us trading along. Look how ridiculous this looks. PRPO here. I know you just had it. I guess it's a NASDAQ stock. Watch this spike. Bang! All the way to the upside. I did see a few trades. Oh yeah, Freddy the Frog here. Okay, you guys want to talk about that? Here's the finest art around. We got the sunflower because me and my girl, she's my sunflower, 5 years old. What up? Freddy the Flamingo also done. And then Freddy the Frog giving me the luck. We'll rub it again. Not sure we need it, but what up, Freddy, for that. A perfect month. Well, 3 losing days this month. It's been a good one for me for sure. And guys, AMD, can't believe we haven't traded this. Come on, PRPO, get away from me. AMD just continues, guys. 3.5%. Oh, I was going to buy Intel last night and didn't. I think good thing. It's down again today. This is what, 3, 4, 5, how many days in a row is this down? I think it's 5 or 6. Normally it's a 3-day bounce. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days here. Now negative. Watch out. I do think Intel. And Steve is now in the building. Thank you so much, Steve. Welcome to Trader TV Live. Nice little Spider-Man look there. I know Neil's a big comic guy. Neil, what's your opinion on Spider-Man?
You know what? I can't say, look, honestly, Spider-Man's not my favorite, but I'm not allowed to say that because my daughter's obsessed with Spider-Man, so it is what it is. Spider-Man's okay. When I was a kid, I actually did like Iron Man. Mostly, my brother convinced me that Daredevil is amazing, and Daredevil is pretty badass as well. Yeah. So in terms of a show, I'll go with that all day long. Spider-Man, I don't know, that's for the kids ultimately. And every kid does love it. That's why it's such a good franchise. But the other thing kids love is candy.
Spider-Man is GOAT, apparently.
I mean, in terms of raking in the money, look, you put Spider-Man on anything and the kids are going to watch it. They can throw any actor at it. Proof and pudding of Tobey Maguire and that train wreck, but it still made millions of dollars. But candy guys here at 11.50, watch out for this level on a break. It's been holding for the last hour and a half. Oh, sorry, just under an hour and a half. If it breaks, I'm going short on candy. Haven't traded in a while, but looking back on the radar, finally, Brennan, what do you got?
Just watching some of the airlines here, guys. United just out with a bit of a note here. Yeah, moving to the downside here. Some selling coming in. More furloughs and more layoffs to come for UAL pilots as COVID cases continue to spike throughout the U.S. So just watching the airlines, guys.
I also saw Italy reports biggest rise in cases since June 5th. So, my paisans over there got to get that under control. It is going to be a tough one to go. The virus still there, guys. Second wave, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. But, well, I mean, only what everybody else apparently knows. We're going to wait to see. Good luck, everybody. Stay safe. Keep wearing those masks if you can. And if you have to, that's good. Noah in the building as well. Could you do a video here? Look at all these members, guys. Thank you so much. We're just lining them up here. Noah, could you do a video on day trading setup? Computer. We have that.
No, I think we did more one on layout.
Oh, monitor suppliers.
So I think you guys are talking about hardware.
Oh, hardware.
Clarify, Noah, are you asking a video about the hardware we're working
like
with here and capabilities? Because that's not a bad one. Obviously, look, we're on a trading floor here, so everything does get sourced by our T side. But I'm certain we could do something like that. Definitely not a bad idea. I will say this, though, it always depends on what you are running in terms of a platform. Some are going to be more intensive than others, and how many things you are using, right? So it's not one size fits all.
I was going to say, don't tell Congress this, but I think you can get monitor brackets like this on Amazon. Don't tell them that you're shopping on Amazon, though. They may get you on Capitol Hill to question you about that one. Okay, JP Morgan, that's a play there, up 6 cents. We're just joking, obviously, about that Amazon thing. There's lots. You know what? That's a great idea, Noah. Valeria, please write that one down. Day trading hardware and setups and whatnot, and we can go over it. Really, if you want to do the side shot here, Noah, or production team for Noah, you can see here, camera in the middle. You don't have to worry about that, hopefully. But then you got a couple monitors here. I think these are like 21-inch, and that's basically my setup, these four. I have 2 more over here. That's just for more different screeners, but I don't really look on that side. It's more about here. I think you can get away with, honestly, probably 2 monitors. It would be my suggestion if you're sort of running on a budget and you're sort of trying things out. 2 is definitely plenty. This one is kind of useless for me because it's just for the show. So what you see there is what that is. I could easily put that all on to another one, and then my monitor down here is emails and chats and whatnot. Again, more use for the show. So I think you can get away with 2. 4 is nice. Depends on your sight lines and what you like and what you want to look at. I like to think, though, Noah and traders, that you definitely want to keep it simple when you're looking at this kind of stuff, guys. I guess.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right about keeping it simple. Look, you'll see the trading floor behind us. It's pretty uniform. The odd trader has more than, you know, like I've seen 5 or 6. I've seen setups with like 8 or 9, but my trade desk, not on the show. You know, I'm trading on only 2. I do have a couple of others I use for risk management purposes. And here, it's like, it is 3, but most of it's contained on 2 monitors. And then I have a third one for what I show you on the show, and I use them, but there's nothing I see here that I don't already have in my other 2. Start simple. You can always get information overload. Candy just broke 1150 to the downside, so we thought it was going to eventually break this level, and I was waiting for it to happen to jump into position again. So finally got a short here again in Candy. Our first one was when it reversed here at 15 on the break, and then we got it through the halt. We were able to get out near the bottom, and again, look. This probably was, I would say, my biggest mistake of the day, and it's worth repeating here. I took this short in consolidation, and then simply it was a 1385 short trade, and then simply because I saw size on the level 2, a lot of it at 14, it caused me not to give it back to this level here at 14, 38 to 50 or so, which fair enough probably would have broken and got me out, and I would have actually lost a little bit more money had that wicked me out, but it would have been a better trade, and there's an outside chance maybe I would have held for that secondary push and had 2 big wins on Candy instead of just the 1. So that's a little bit of a mistake that I made there. Oftentimes, when you have a level 2 in front of you, you can overanalyze things because you got the chart, and then you see size flash in, and you make a split-second decision that was probably wrong. If I looked at the bigger picture, I certainly wouldn't have gotten out at that price. But Brendan's got a little something for us. What do you got, bud?
Just reading about Ultra Clean, guys. UCTT, another big earnings beat here. Just broke through $30 on a volume spike. But 2 days in a row to the upside. You can see we had a spike in the aftermarket yesterday after earnings. But yeah, a lot of people cleaning a lot of things these days. So Ultra Clean, UCTT, guys.
Apparently, hide your wife, hide your kids if Spider-Man's in the building. But right now, guys, we'll continue to go on that one. PayPal breaking through there. Let's check back on our JP Morgan. We did dump that. Yeah, it's nothing's happening right now. It's a 3-minute chart here on that. 96.80 is where we got, or 987 is where we got out. Looking for a 97 even break, guys. Watch out for the futures. We're busting out now a little bit on this chart. You can see the future. This is the S&P 500. You can see still down that 1%. I mean, all I'm doing right now is reading, like Spain, new most cases ever since April 30th there. So look, I think I'm going to be, adding on to some of these shorts or taking out some of my tech positions here. I'm not really feeling what this market might do to the downside here if and when some of this information becomes more public here. More cases than they've seen in a month or 2 over there in Europe. Not good, like you mentioned there, for AAL, CCL. We haven't even looked at CCL yet. And I agree with whoever just said AMD's probably getting short squeezed again. Straight upside there, guys. Big move on AMD today in a down market. market.
Yeah, and a bit of a bottom got put in. So it looks like we made the right decision and huge guys at that 450 break. It just tested back up to 5 without breaking 5 even, now coming a little bit back in. But this is why you take that profit out. And I know it's going to seem like a ridiculous, tight little move there. But look, you're talking about 10% ultimately, and you don't want to throw that away. I know it's come from $12, but forget about that. It's a $5 break to the downside. You're taking it all the way, and then I'm just going to get trailed out here at that 450, and it was the right call. I at least think there was a bit of a buyer down there. I'm now looking at that 5, and as someone asked, is a bottom pick for you in front of the 50 period? Look, on these types of small caps, I don't like to overreact to bounces off levels like that. I would rather be late to a push back up on a stock that was trading at $12 and is now down at 4 or 5. If there's going to be a bit of a scalp trade, I'm going to be taking 40, 50 cents, and maybe you get a dollar if you can anyways. So it's not a big deal if you catch a 5 break and get it to 556, as opposed to needing to have that absolute bottom at 440. And if you try to get too perfect, I think you're going to run into some trouble at least in getting too picky there. And if you're looking for a home run trade, what does 50 cents matter if you think this thing is going back to 10? I don't. But if you do, I would be a little bit more patient. Candy, I'm going to get some out in front of 11 even. We took that breakdown at 1150. We just put that one on a new position, the only one we've had on in a while. Guys, Candy's been a solid one for us here. But I just want to make sure we don't go too greedy on this. It is running into this level here, just below that 11. And of course, you got this bottom here at 1050. I'd be all out at lunchtime in front of it if I can. 3 shorts on HTBX, IDEX, of course, I'll have it all day. And then KNDI here to the short side as well. So look, it's only about 15 minutes. One thing that we always try to talk about here is educating on you why we make those decisions, what we're looking at, what is the reason we're looking at it. And, it's earnings season. We've talked about it a few times here today. If you jump into our Market Wisdom page, we have released, hopefully the video I think is coming soon, for the earnings reports and what to look at. What's important in an earnings report? How do you want to break it down so you can approach your trading during earnings season? Of course, the big 4 coming out after market today. Part of the reason I think you could have a situation where we have a sleepier market, at least in the last half an hour or last hour of the day. But who knows? We are making a move to the upside here. You saw AMD pushing. Candy trying to get up, can't do it. But the market overall just bumping up only 60 handles. I guess it looks extreme in a slightly low market. But did we just hit 10? Did we just hit the 1,000 likes? Valeria dances virtually when we hit that 1,000 likes. So thank you very much for all that support. We love the community here, guys. If you like it, hit that like. Of course, hit the subscribe as well. If you want to get the updates when we are coming on air, we talk about every symbol that we're looking at 9 o'clock to 9:30, including going over our free watch list. And then Brendan gives us the news as it does come. What do you got there, buddy?
A little Chinese ADS IPO here, guys. LI on the NASDAQ just opened. LI up 43% already, but looks like the opening price around 1637 there. This one actually doing some decent volume. So in the electric vehicle space, key words there, LI on the NASDAQ, guys.
Yeah, electric vehicle. Yeah, very key word there. Anything in this space, Brendan, as you know, seems to be hot fire. So good opportunity to IPO into this environment for sure. LI. I didn't even know this was coming. I don't know if you did either, Neil.
Nope.
But LI today, big time mover. I wasn't sure. Again, I just sat back down. I'm not sure, Brendan, if there was a range for this IPO, but 15 it looks like comes out. Looks like it comes out at 1550 there, and now breaking to the upside, the low side of 15. If you want to take this long, watch out for a 15 break. But that is LI for you now, ripping and rocking to the upside here. AstraZeneca, the only other position that I have on, or the only position I have on right now, looking to see if it can take out this 57.50, guys.
Brendan?
Yeah, it was actually priced at 1150, guys. So 1150 came out at 1550. 95 million ADSs or shares. This is a Chinese company. So ADS over in the US just coming out again. 1150 was the actual price for them, guys.
I just saw it take out a buyer at 60 and then snap back to the upside here. So I might actually take a shot just in front of the secondary push at 16 even. Look, it's just one of those situations where if I don't have prices to work off of, I'm just going to find a buyer. And if I see a level I like, which I just saw at 16 even, it slammed through, they re-upped and put it on the bid. And then I'm going to get a very, very quick little scalp here, hopefully, on this trade. So it goes up to 1650. I see a bit of a seller on the level 2. I'll jump out of some shares in front of it. 1611 long, 40-cent win. If it breaks 50s, We'll hang on for a push towards 1675, which is the high. Take the next third out in front of that high. If it ever presses back below 16 even, I'm just going to get out. I don't care if that buyer tries to go up a third time. I'm just jumping in and out of that trade. Again, it's just a pure momentum play and then taking advantage of people tipping their hands. Nobody has levels to work off of, so big buyers and sellers will be sometimes a little bit obvious. Taking advantage here on LI, already a 40-cent win. Let's see if we can get more on that.
Okay, guys, big shout out here to our viewers today. Thank you so much for making that happen with that 1,000 likes. LI still moving around. PayPal trying to take out some tops. Let's go back to Kodak here today. Today's been an absolutely perfect day for me. Kodak is the only one where we've paid fees on and lost. But right now today, Kodak, just looking at this one, not really making any moves. I would say you could just keep shorting it against VWAP. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a long left in this name, but that doesn't mean that that's going to be right. Yesterday was such a blowout. I'm hoping that the brokers and the market got this right today. More people are able to short it today, and we'll just wait to see. Hopefully yesterday was kind of an epiphany. If you're long $50 or $60, it could get back up there. I don't know. Don't really know much about the business other than they're going to be making some pills and whatnot for the government. So let's watch out for Kodak. I still do like it though, man. We got out at 35 there for $2-3, and then we wait for a 33.60 break to the downside there. That's my only trade on that one. Neil, I think you've traded a little bit more than me today, but
I only took the one shot on Kodak. I'm still looking for another trade. I don't know if I'm ever going to find it. I'm going to take another leg out on this LI because volatility, not so much on this, but 1650, another hold at that price. So I get the first leg out there at 45 in front of 50, the next leg out at 40. So on an 11 long, you're taking 34 cents scalps, so 30 cent scalp, that kind of a thing. If it does break, I still want to hang on to something. As long as we're holding above that 16, it's going to look, the chart's useless, to be perfectly honest with you. So that just shows you the ins and the outs. If it breaks below that buyer that re-upped at 16 even, that's my out, so I can have my stop there. The last third I want to see is break through this 50 area at some point and then test the high. So it's very, very simple. It's very, very binary here on this IPO. It's not as if I'm sitting there looking at any kind of trends or any sort of indicators. They're all useless on this in the first few minutes of trade. But if this refresher can get busted through, I got a third on. We're playing with house money, and there it goes. If it takes out the high, fantastic. If it rolls over in front of that 75 high, I'll just take that one up. But there it goes. Thank you very much. So you can see it on level 2. Here comes 17 even. We're long at 16.11, playing with the house money. And you know what I got to do here, guys? Look out for that 17 break because I think, whoa. Let me get out.
Yeah,
first,
that's okay. You come over
and
here.
then tell you what I saw there. I saw 200,000. Where was it? Look, there is 200,000 shares at 17 even. I just took the rest out there, crossed all the way down. I think I got like 69s, maybe too aggressive, but that was ridiculous. I'm going to trade a breakthrough here if it breaks 17. Otherwise, let's see if it can bounce to the downside, and I can play 16 again. I
assume we don't have shorts, so we'll have to, unless you pay.
That's the other thing. I don't have any locates on it. Didn't have time to check for them, guys.
Yeah, okay, we're going to go long if it does break 17 as well. Good look on that one, Neil. Oh, there it goes, it just breaks. We're long 17.10 right now off of a 17 bottom here. Let's wait to see what happens. Long 17.10 now on LI. I'd say the name of the company, but I don't know it. Long LI right now through 17.10. Small little baby shares here as we run into 10 minutes left. You got to trade some IPOs. They've been going nuts. You saw what Lemonade did on its first day through. So right now, let's just hold this, see if we can't take a smooth dollar on this. We'll let it go all the way up to 18. Hard to value these things, obviously, Neil, because we have no idea what it is other than electric car, Chinese name. But here we go, 15 cents in the money now, still ripping to the high side. We're long 17.10. Like I had to cross at least 10 cents to get that trade. Let's see how high LI wants to go here.
Yeah, we're going to keep calling it LI because I had a quick look and I can't find what the actual name of the company is.
I'll
there.
find it.
Brendan or Sean will. I got to update you guys on KNDI here.
It's Li Auto.
Li Autos, there you go. Brendan did mention. Apologies for not getting that. I want to update you guys on targets for Candy. Look, it's really starting to slow down here, so we can be very, very patient with this trade. I'll take some out if it tries to test 11. I'll hold some for the low of the day in front. That's 1050. So call it like 60 or 65, and then from there you're looking for a bit of a break to the downside. So it's a sleepier trade. HTBX, I've been hanging in for a while. It's just not moving. It's in and out. It's been in the money 20 cents or so, and then come back to flat, and then it's not really moving too much. So again, it's not putting me in any risk. It hasn't hit any of my targets. No reason to get into more or get out of any of it. But I want to get back to that LI because That little break at 17, it's a big time seller. He did push up there. I missed out on that trade. I was sort of looking at fumbling to get out of it here, and I apologize. I said that got out at 69. I crossed to 69, got 80s out there, so it was a 70-cent win on the last third of that trade. But it's not even pulling back. So it comes back to 17. It's holding the top end of its range. It's a little bit crazy to me that it hasn't pulled back heavier.
Just looking at, once again, guys, thanks for all the love here on Instagram. Just looking here, grow this act. I don't know. Thank you so much for all the love and for everybody here. I'm not going to show, actually, I don't want to show people's IDs, but that's it. Thank you so much. Follow me up here on Instagram and on Twitter. We can drop those. I think Valeria always drops them anyways, the Twitter links. I did want to give LI here just as a quick little look. Its high was 17. Don't worry about this 49%. That doesn't really matter. You got to wait up. 1728 was the high there. We're long at 1710. Just to break it down for you, I'm giving it all the way back down here to 16. So I'm trying to take this out at 18. We'll give it back down to 16. It's a 1-to-1 here. I believe that most, again, Lee Auto here, most of these IPOs tend to get going a little bit here off the open. So this one, obviously with it as well, low price right now. So that could be something that also sparks this stock up. Just the fact that it's a low price, great for certain traders that start with an R and end with an H. They may like this name. So let's wait out to see at 1730 break and then upside through to 18. I'm offering right now 18. So 1795. That's gonna be my offer. Let's see what happens on a pullback down, guys.
Yeah. I don't know what trades you're talking about there, Sean. Obviously, I do. We're talking about those Robinhood possible trades. Again, look, it's an interesting space, and I think for me, sometimes you keep it a little bit more simple with the buyers and sellers, and that's what you look at for those breaks, and you look for those little pullbacks. Again, forget about any of the indications that you're going to see from indicators or any trend lines. You can't do any of that on an IPO. It is all about that level too. And when I mentioned about screening some of the smaller prints, not a horrible idea to go ahead and do that. I don't have it here, but sometimes you can have it on a different level too if you want to have one that's showing everything and every single print, and then another that's only showing you, say, prints above 500 or 1,000 shares. Something along those lines is not a horrible idea, provided you can do that. Of course, here we trade on P per weight at Day Trade the World, so we have that capability. I don't know, I can't speak for every single platform, but if it is there and available to you, I would take advantage of it as a piece of advice, especially when trading something like this where you can get like an aneurysm or something going on in your head here watching this level 2. Too many prints, a lot of noise there on this level 2 and time and sales.
And there it is. We'll bang that out for that. Thanks, Neil. Good point out there for our viewers. And that's why I think that some of the important things that we're trying to offer you guys here, screen that out. Good look there. I think that's a great idea. Most of you guys, traders, should definitely have that screener put on, I think, if you can. Again, I know a lot of you aren't watching the stocks the same manner that we are, but a lot of traders do that even for post-market trading and for earnings trading as well. You don't want to see all the low little D prints, 10 shares, 20 shares, because those are not market moving situations, right? So you're definitely looking for the big block trades. Tends to be a good one. Look, guys, only 5 minutes left here today as we go. It's been a big day. Thank you to everybody who's joined us here. Some size right now. That's another thing. We do have a video on our Stock Market Wisdom page about trading IPOs. One of the keys there, Neil ran away from that size at 17, which was a great idea. And now you're seeing some more size on the bid here. So if you're looking for any little outs, look for size. Maybe that tells you a little bit on this trade. So LI right now, size on the bid. Look right here, guys, 17 even now. A nice little bid. You know we're long 17.10. Let's just see where this goes, but watch size on IPOs.
Yeah, and one thing, before we get out of here, I know there's still some earnings to get to. If you don't know who's reporting aftermarket, you haven't been paying attention.
I don't even want to see this board.
But I do want to get, it's not as bad as yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I can actually see it from where I'm sitting. But HTBX, as I get that round out into more shares at 230, because I want to be loading up every single time it tests VWAP all afternoon, I am going to take some shares out here at 220. My initial entry point was a breakdown. I've added probably, it looks like 6 or 7 times here to have a lot more size on the short. I will take some off for what will amount to like a 5-cent win, my average price 27s. But that's just to allow me to be more aggressive, to get my price closer to 30, 31, 32. if it does push back up. So I'm going to work this trade in and out. We get paid to trade here 20 million shares. I can add liquidity on the bid and make a few bucks. You know, when you get into this trade and then get out of it passively. So I'll go ahead and do that on HTBX, anticipating that I could be in this one all day long. But the board isn't actually that daunting, Sean. But there are a couple that aren't the big four up there that I think we're going to want to make sure we cover there. So when we are ready, we are going to get to our earnings board. Haven't got to go ahead on it yet. One last position that I want to go over, and it's a bit of a sleeper, which oddly enough, Candy was so great this morning. Yeah, still in the same range. We took the breakdown short, and it doesn't seem like it wants to break down, unfortunately. So Candy still doing absolutely nothing for us. I'm still basically flat on this trade and going to hold on to it down to 11. Brendan, let's get some earnings.
Yeah, I don't know. You were saying it's not that daunting, but as I'm looking at it right now, I feel like there's a lot of symbols on here. We are, as we've been saying, this is the biggest week as far as earnings are concerned. The big tech names coming after market tonight. We'll get to everything that is going to report either after market tonight or coming up before the open tomorrow. Let's go with the board here, guys. You guys let us know. I mean, I feel like that's a lot.
What? Neil, come on, man.
Yesterday's was like twice as many as that.
Was it?
Oh yeah, yesterday was nonsense. It was ridiculous.
I mean, you got this is pretty big. Yeah, I mean, maybe bigger companies, but yeah, yesterday was packed up as well. I like, okay, the hidden one there is in the top right, AbbVie. I love that stock again. That's a good one. You have Gilead. I mean, look at all of these names. Gilead in there. I'm not even going to talk about the middle ones. You guys can all see that. Tiffany, Neil, I thought they were involved in a bio. Maybe
with LVMH, so like ignore Tiffany earnings to a small extent, but remember, there is some pressure on that deal, so it could have a bit of a move in the event there's a big swing one way or the other on a miss. Exxon, not Exxon, sorry, Chevron reiterated their dividend, which I don't know, like the safest dividend in the entire space. But so they already had a bit of a play today. They were actually flat last I checked, but energy space is moving, so watch out for both Exxon and Chevron. We got to be all over those. I know the big tech is going to be in play, but I've neglected energy. I used to trade it heavily a few months ago. I think I'm going to start getting back into it now that the volatility is picking up. And whoa. I have a strong opinion about what day it is today, at least in terms of how I like to eat this in particular, but let's go to Valeria and see what national day it is.
What is it?
Thank you, Neil. Yeah, it's very nice. But first of all, guys, thank you for another great day together. Welcome all the new members and all the new subscribers. We really appreciate your support. Special thank you for 1,000 likes, guys. We are really happy, and it's very important for us to know that you enjoy what we do. For now, go and watch our next educational video about earnings, and tomorrow will be a great day because a lot of big names are bringing their earnings, so hopefully those videos will help you to be more profitable now. And guys, happy Cheesecake Day!
I thought we've had Cheesecake Day a couple different times, but
I agree.
Oh, it was Blueberry Cheesecake Day, Valeria, double checking on that one. Thank you so much. So now we just get original Cheesecake Day. So yeah, let's talk about what we like on our cheesecake then. Blueberries, yes, check. And chocolate is good for a cheesecake. Shout out quickly before we go, we can each give our opinion. I just don't want to miss it before it leaves our screen. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, as well, for becoming a member. I know Valeria just shout out everybody there for becoming a member today, but that's a good one. Okay, here goes LI as well. Oh, and a shout out to you, Brendan, from Callaway, who made a quick 3 bills off LI. He didn't realize that either. Now he goes long. We'll see if we can do the same here. We're long 17.10, 40 cents in the money here on LI. Let's see if this dream maker can go. But cheesecake, guys, any opinions?
Chocolate or cherry? Those are the only two. Look, I don't plain, no moss. You gotta. I love cherry on the cheesecake there, but chocolate cheesecake is absolutely delicious. I just have to limit the amount that I will eat. I've been known to eat far too much when it comes to that particular dish. So it is what it is. Try to have one slice only. That just never happens for me, Brendan.
I don't know if I should ruin this for everyone or not, but I actually made a cheesecake a couple weeks ago with cashews. So. There's that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, you ruined it. Okay. No, good little look there. We just took off for 45 cents there on LI, waiting to see if this 50 breaks. But Brendan, the forever chef or baker, I guess, in this situation, cashew butter.
That's creative, man. Like,
I don't want to use the word because some people think it's a bad word, but it's a vegan cheesecake.
I don't know why that's right. To be a bad word. Why not? Look, if it's delicious, it's delicious. Brendan doing bigger and better things there.
Yeah. Hey, good lifestyle there. Oh, we're trying to get our water going. We're at the 1 p.m. level here, guys, for the water. So we're a little ahead of the game, but we'll crush this before 1 p.m. Look out on Twitter. I'll post a picture of this thing getting destroyed. But it's been a good show, Neil. Let's wrap this.
Yeah, past 12 o'clock here, guys. So let's wrap things up. Of course, as always, down the line, Valeria doing an awesome job. We love the National Day. And you look fantastic in the banner. Keep that smile going. I think it's a great one. I hope you guys like it. Sean just updated on the water, of course, doing a good job there as always.
And the fruit salad. I mean, I haven't had too much time today to do it, but we'll do that. And we'll also work on my earpiece. Sorry about that, Brendan, for all those incorrect throws.
That's all right. We get most of them. Brendan gives us the goods. Thank you for that IPO as always. I know everyone in the chat appreciates it. We miss things here and there, but not often because we got Brendan in our ear letting us know what's going on. As always, I'm Neil Roberts. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow, guys.
Peace out.